great for team chemistry?
Yeah, I don't know how that would go.
Connor, come on now.
If I was him, I'd say, hey, can you play second and can stop play shortstop?
Connor in D3, would that have been acceptable? And they punch in the face, or would your coach have said?
No, nobody punched anybody while I was there.
Yeah,
that's good.
Nobody. Yeah, because I'll tell you this, it's a disaster. He is a butcher. He's a freaking butcher.
Yeah,
it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's an easy move to make. Just put him at second and put Stott
nobody
at
doesn't
short.
like it.
Yeah,
doesn't like it. This is where Magic Mattingly has to start to say, let's do what's right for the organization.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should do. Christopher Sanchez's day yesterday. We'll start with the Phillies. There is a topic that we will get to, but there are some things to react to from yesterday. Phillies lose 15-1.
That was so embarrassing.
To the
and that
Kansas
was so
City
listless.
Royals. Yep. Christopher Sanchez, his line on the day, 3 1/3, 12 hits, 9 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. The 1 strikeout is insane because Christopher Sanchez is nasty. The Royals had no problem with him yesterday. Obviously, the big error from Trey Turner is a big factor. You still got to get out of innings, and he did not, and it was a mess yesterday. The Kansas City Royals making history. They
What
are
is
the
that?
21st team in Major League Baseball history. I Googled it because I was curious. I was like, how many times has this happened? Just the 21st team in Major League Baseball history to score a run in every single inning where they came up to bat.
I did not even know that even happened yesterday.
6-1,
I was so
1-1,
disinterested.
1-1, 2-2.
I was so disinterested. We were at PJ's in Newtown Square after I went and saw Dr. Sprandio yesterday. Got the, before departing, get the cancer stuff, not departing the world, departing the area, get the final cancer tests in. And nobody was even watching.
Yeah, no.
And it was on all the screens.
Yeah.
It was on all the screens. Nobody was even watching.
Last team to do it was the Chicago White Sox. They did it against Cleveland back on September 12th of 2016. Believe it or not, the Royals have done this twice. The last time they did it was in 1998, and the Phillies have allowed it twice. That last time was against the New York Baseball Giants on June 1st of 1923.
And here's what I was thinking yesterday, and I was thinking about both of my partners here. Could you or Connor go into that game yesterday and do better pitching than what we saw out of Stubbs? Could you guys get I was just wondering.
Yeah.
No, but I was just wondering because I was thinking to myself, is Stubbs is throwing that ball, and look, and I'm not ripping Stubbs.
No, that's what they're told to do.
Exactly.
I
And
don't know why.
Stubbs is just trying to get the ball put in play and everything. I'm not ripping Stubbs.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it looked that terrible. I mean, he's just trying to do it. Could you guys think you could go up there and serve it up like that if you were asked
I
to?
could think it, and then I'll go out there and I'll give up 9 runs because I can't.
Do you think they'd be in the parking lot?
I can't get guys out in my Sunday league sometimes. You think I'm getting out big leaguers?
No. But do you think they'd be in the parking lot?
Yeah, 3 scoreless for me.
3 scoreless.
No, I have a feeling you guys could do. I have a feeling you guys could probably do what they asked Stubbs to do. You guys could probably do just as well.
Yeah, sure. 3 scoreless.
Second time through the lineup, I'm going to get into trouble.
Okay,
there you go. That's what it'll be
once they see it.
So
the analytics will say that, Connor.
Phillies game was absolutely embarrassing
abysmal.
yesterday.
God, that was terrible.
They just didn't show up. Don Mattingly basically empties the bench at one point.
As
in the
he should
game.
have.
Yeah, just get everybody out there. So Phils lose 15-1, and then when the nation was watching, Team USA in the round of 16 against Belgium, their nemesis at this point in the World Cup, I guess.
Yeah.
They lose 4-1. Belgium with an early goal, and then Team USA ties it, but 2 minutes later, it wasn't even 2 minutes later. Belgium makes it 2-1, and then it was it. Belgium scores 2 more goals, including one to ice it at the end.
And
Team USA's tournament ends.
Bad goal to make it. I guess it was the 3-1 goal. Bad goal.
Yeah, it was. it was a bad night for Team USA,
atrocious.
and I'm not going to do the "I'm just proud of them" thing.
No, we're not. Even though the panel, I will say afterwards, thank God for Kari Lloyd.
Because she's actually won.
But she actually told the truth.
Yeah.
Because I really do think that the panel was trying to make you I felt like it was their dads and moms on the panel trying to make you feel good about what happened. And Carly Lloyd told us the truth.
Yeah, be
and
proud
said,
of Cape Verde if you're from there, right? Because they weren't supposed to be
Like,
in
are
the
you
position
kidding
they were
me?
supposed to be in. This is the United,
States of America,
man.
and they're trying to make it like they're spinning some tale of like how proud we should be and everything. Bull crap. Thank you, Carly. Thank you for telling the truth.
I was proud of the group play.
Yes,
And I was proud of their first win in the round of 32.
and we cheered those and we gave them the proper respect for that.
But I'm not proud of effort.
No,
They
No.
lost. They lost. Team USA loses, and once again we find out how far off we are in the sport of soccer in
We're
the
really
United
far
States
off.
of America. We're better than some countries, and we're not even close to others. I mean, they got beat up yesterday. Like it wasn't even a contest. I was bored watching that game. I was like, this is stupid. This is the sport that I don't really like. I need to be entertained to like the sport. Like for me to watch a soccer game, I better be freaking entertained. And look, the other night, I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I was locked into the Croatia game the other day where the guy was offsides. Like, that was extremely
but it was
entertaining.
compelling. It was compelling
This
action.
was nothing. I'd turn off.
No, it was bad.
Out.
It was
I
bad.
didn't even watch the fourth goal. I was out.
It was
Yeah,
bad.
that was the least any team in the dude. You're the home country. Like 3 days after the 4th of July, your 250th birthday, and that was the least any team in the knockout stages showed up in any game.
Well, all three host countries bounced.
Now, Connor, do you believe they looked spooked?
Yeah.
Like you
They
think
looked
they
unprepared.
You think that you think when you say unprepared?
Yes, unprepared for the moment, unprepared strategically, unprepared in every sense of the word. They were
Okay.
not ready for where they were at last night.
Okay.
That's on the coach. That's on the players.
Okay.
It sucked yesterday.
It's more of the players, right?
No, it's on the coach too. They looked lost. Like they looked worse than significantly lesser nations have looked in the knockout stages.
Because I told you earlier, I said I hear this all the time about Pulisic, and I'm like, he's supposed to be like the best we got. If he's the best we got, it looks like the best that we've got doesn't even come close to the other teams in the knockout stage. Their best one or two guys.
Well, and that's why yesterday
than
when we went
what
through
we
the
got.
odds, the odds for them to win was plus 3,000, which was like 10th.
I mean, he
of
looked
the
like
16 teams in the tournament.
Non-factor, like just not even a like he's supposed to be our best. That's bad.
Yeah,
that's
so
bad.
Team USA
Sorry,
loses.
he's local. I know he's local, so you're supposed to just like
No, you don't have to do that.
That's bad. That's
Team
bad.
USA loses. Team Philadelphia Phillies lose yesterday. So not a great day when it came to the pitch and it came to the diamond. But that's not where we're going to be at all day today. There is still so much to unpack with the decision that the Sixers made to trade for Jaylen Brown. The decision. It wasn't even much of a decision. Oh, wait, you want to take Paul George and a couple of picks? Sure. Here.
Yeah,
Thanks for making
how
my
long
life
of a
easier.
decision was that?
Yeah, I don't think it took that long. I think it took a while to put together the package, but I don't think the decision was all that. This wasn't Miami Heat LeBron James decision. This was a very easy decision. Hey, do you want chocolate or do you want broccoli? That's an easy one for me. So the Sixers make the move for Jaylen Brown. Now we're all having all the fun about LeBron James. I did find the LeBron James 23 Cleveland Cavaliers jersey in the closet. I found it. We did.
So you did.
I did some cleaning yesterday. Connor, you were out yesterday. Welcome back today. We were talking about how if the Sixers do land LeBron, will wear my Cleveland Cavaliers LeBron James jersey, and I will buy Cooper's first Sixers jersey. And it will be a James jersey because let's face it, when you're getting one of the best players in the history of the sport, that jersey is a must purchase. And Austin Jones, who was in your chair yesterday, is going to wear his LeBron James Toon Squad jersey, and we will take a family pic. Me, my son, and Uncle Austin.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing I had an old LeBron James basketball with the Cavs like jersey and number on it, but that's down to the fuzz at this point because I've been playing in the driveway for like 20 years with that thing.
Well, you don't make the picture. You can take the picture.
Yeah, I'll take the
You
picture.
could be a part of the history that way.
And Cooper likes Uncle Austin.
Yeah, he loves Uncle Austin.
Because Uncle Austin plays.
He
likes to play.
Yeah, exactly. He loves Uncle Austin. So there's more to this Sixers conversation because it's the onion, right? You keep on pulling off layer after layer after layer, and you're going, all right, how many different ways can we have this conversation other than just straight up excitement, right? Because I'm fired up with this roster. I'm even more fired up. We talked about this yesterday with the idea that move could potentially land you LeBron James if LeBron James is strictly making basketball decisions, because if he is, this is the best team for him to come to
that's
of
what
the
they
available
claim.
teams. Yeah.
They claim it's going to be, Rich Paul claims it's going to be a basketball decision.
Good, because if you're going to Golden State, you're not making a basketball decision. You're making a personal agenda decision, which that's fine. At the age of 41, you're LeBron James. You do whatever the hell you want, but you joining forces with Steph Curry will be great for 47 games. You coming to Philadelphia, you legitimately have a chance of winning something. So if it is a basketball decision, the best one for LeBron James to make would be to come to Philadelphia. I don't know how they make the money work. That's up to him. If he's taking less money because he's LeBron James, I don't know what he wants to do. But then there's more. So this trade was the first stamp of the new regime.
It was.
Of Mike Gansey as the president of basketball operations, and, of course, Bob Myers, who I'm sure was overseeing some of this conversation, as they both said from the very beginning, this is going to be a collaborative effort. No one person is going to make a decision. You heard Rich Paul, that clip that we played yesterday, talking about Jameer Nelson and how he's a big part of a potential decision for LeBron to come to Philadelphia. I would imagine Jameer Nelson had a big part of this sort of negotiation to get Jaylen Brown here.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of respect for the former player thing, and you have two of them in Gansey and Jameer Nelson in-house.
And by the way, just an associated topic too. It's part of the reason that I think that for some players, the Flyers is an attractive situation.
Absolutely.
When you have front office players that are former players,
know it. Yeah.
that can be attractive. To some, it's a selling point.
Nick Castellanos would want to play for the Flyers.
Right, exactly, because they carried the stick, right? They carried the stick.
There's no way he could be as slow on skates as he is on his feet,
Did
right?
he get signed yet?
No.
Oh, is he done? Yeah,
No.
he's done.
But I saw Kepler had a home run last night.
He did.
Connor was excited about that.
Yeah,
one.
he's going to have a test waiting in his locker.
Yeah, he juiced his other cheek. All right. So Mike Gansey makes this big move. And John calls me yesterday just to chit-chat.
Yep.
And we were chit-chatting, and you brought up Embiid.
Yes.
And my first reaction to you was, I wouldn't be surprised if they still considered moving on from the big man. Because if this is a new regime, they have no need to keep anybody, right? Like, hell, if Mike Gansey says, I hate 6-foot guards, I'm going to trade Tyrese Maxey, the city might lose their freaking minds. But Mike Gansey has his beliefs, much like any executive has their beliefs. Daryl Morey's beliefs was star players, even though they might be on the tail end of their career.
Right.
I think veterans win in this league, so that's why I'm going to have like 6 guys that I can really depend on, and we're going to hope to find a 7th and 8th player that we could put out there in the playoffs when the time comes. That's what Daryl Morey believed in. Every executive has their own belief.
And they all want to put their imprint on something.
Absolutely.
When they come to a situation, they want to put their own imprint on it.
I don't know if Mike Gansey loves 7'2" centers that demand the ball a lot. And I say this out of love, Joel Embiid. He needs the ball in his hands for him to really get going. And the fact that he's hurt a lot. I don't know if Gansey, when he took this job, said, yeah, I'm taking this job for Joel Embiid. Quite frankly, he didn't. He didn't say that in his press conference. It was, I need to make the 4 work. Maxey, Edgecombe, and he led it with those 2, Embiid and Paul, and he already traded one of them.
Well, I forget what the wording exactly was on Middays with Marks when Gansey sat down with him, and I thought it was one of the best interviews that I've heard. But honestly, it's one of the best interviews I've heard with Mike Gansey since he's been here, is that the guys conducted. It was a really casual conversation, and they got him talking. And he said something along the lines as he's with us now. He's ours now.
Yeah.
About Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was speaking with someone yesterday and just saying, so what's this future look like, and the whole Joel Embiid thing and everything. And I was told yesterday that let's just say that maybe some around the Sixers are not happy with, maybe it's not been the happiest times with Joel Embiid. As far as, here's what we need you to do, here's how we need you to act, here's how we need you to work, and that the new regime is absolutely, there's a different marching orders.
Right,
Okay?
whereas Morey kind of let him do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yes, he's more of a, Daryl Morey, more of a player's coach.
Sure.
Like type of guy.
Yeah.
As far as, you want to go to the strip club? You want to go to the strip club
during a playoff series? Yeah.
Go do what you
Yeah, go
want.
do it,
like,
James.
he's substitute teacher guy. And that, but the more important thing is that there was a lot of talk yesterday regarding Joel Embiid and his silence regarding Jaylen Brown being here. And let's just say, I'm waiting to hear more on it, and I'm sure some of the Sixers beats will have something about it, is that there may be a reason that Joel Embiid is not speaking about it. One of those reasons may be that Jaylen Brown came in from the very beginning and said, this is what, within 15, 20 minutes of the trade, this is what we're going to do. I can't wait to get going. Here's what we're going to be about. Here's what we're going to do. It's my team, my franchise. I'm taking over. And there was no deference to Joel Embiid. And the talk was all more about even Maxey and Edgecombe and everything like that. And that maybe that could have rubbed the big guy the wrong way. Joel Embiid lives online. He's somebody who lives online. I was told by somebody yesterday close to the Sixers that if you see him without a device in his hand,
they think something's wrong.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me he hasn't had a reason to say something? He hasn't had a reason to pick up the device and say, welcome, come on board, Jaylen Brown. Say something to the fan base about can't wait to get going with this. Now, there's a possibility. He could have been, maybe he knows that he could be moved on. Maybe he knows that they're talking about moving on. Maybe he wants to be moved on. I don't know. Maybe he's not pleased that Jaylen Brown comes in the door and acts like from the minute he arrives, I'm the boss. This is my team. I'm taking over. And that there's no deference given at all. And so I had to go back and watch the Twitch feed last night after we talked. I had to go back and watch. Jaylen Brown acted like he walked into, this is my team, my house, my franchise. Here's what we're going to do. Let me tell the fans all about it. By the way, I freaking love it.
Sure.
I love every bit of that. Be the man, step in. This is what they acquired you to do. And that it could have potentially rubbed somebody the wrong way.
Now, I will say on July 3rd, he did put out a tweet. I don't know how big of a biking cyclist fan Joel Embiid is. I don't remember. I do follow Joel Embiid on
Tour de
Twitter.
France is something that he has followed.
Can you put a 7'2" guy on a bike?
Probably.
I would imagine he'd crush a bike.
What are those really tall bikes?
No, but I imagine the
big
frame.
wheel,
the big wheel in the front and the small wheel in the back.
Could you imagine, Joe?
That's what Joel Embiid can ride.
I'd love to see that.
So he randomly puts out a tweet, Le Tour de France is here. And then he talks about one of the races and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people are saying, well, why'd you put the LE in front? Like
what's going on?
So is he being Joel Embiid with the Le Tour de France? Is he actually a Tour de France fan?
He has tweeted in the past, by the way, because the social media detectives have said it. He has, in the past,
tweeted about
followed that, yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that he's a big fan of it. I'm not saying he's a big fan of it, but he has actually commented on it before.
But you're right. There has not been happy for Jaylen Brown to be here, post or something like
because
that.
This is supposed to be his team, right? I mean, he's supposed to be the face of the franchise. He's no longer the face of the franchise. He's not even close to being the face of the franchise. He right now may be third in the pecking order.
He's still the face of the franchise.
I do not
because
believe
he's
it.
been here.
I don't believe it.
When they market the Sixers, they'll still put Joel Embiid on every graphic, as well as Jaylen Brown.
But Jaylen Brown is the centerpiece. If right now, I think it's Jaylen Brown and Maxey. I think they're the graphic. Sixers taking on the Knicks.
Yeah, it's
Jaylen Brown, Maxey.
They'll still have Embiid. I think. I think it'll be Brown and Embiid, to be honest, before they put Maxey on.
I put it to you yesterday, and you had a chance to sort of sleep on it. Did we put the question out? Can we put it out?
Sure, go for it.
I said to Connor, I said to Andrew yesterday, if I was to say to you right now, would you rather the Brown era start fresh with Joel Embiid elsewhere, where Mike Gansey can work some sort of deal where he clears somehow, he moves both of those contracts in one offseason, and the Jaylen Brown era begins without Embiid on the roster? Or do you want to give this a run with Embiid on the roster, one last run? And I can't wait to hear from both of you on this. And I didn't get an answer from you yesterday because I didn't want an answer. I can't wait to hear both of you answer this. And I can't wait to hear from our listeners today as to how they answer it.
Rich wants to know who's going to be on the cover of the team yearbook.
I'd say it's Jaylen Brown. It's Jaylen Brown. I think it's Jaylen Brown's the centerpiece, and then it's Maxey Edgecombe with Jaylen Brown, and Embiid the looming like big picture on the side thing. Because right now, look, he's the special guest star.
They're all
You
going to
never know
have
when
to
he
beat out
showed up.
Ariel Hukporty, though. It's going to be a tough guy to beat.
Yeah. Look, I'm not making too much of the social media thing. I didn't care yesterday, even after some of the things you've heard. I'm not making much of the social media stuff. I saw him posting a beautiful photo of him and his family at a World Cup game, so I'm happy for the guy. But we'll discuss that coming up next. If you could, would you start the Jaylen Brown era with or without Joel Embiid? We'll discuss that coming up next. Also, yesterday was a fun day where we got to continue the reaction of Jaylen Brown. Well, Boston has to react too. And we have some awesome clips for you coming up next here on the Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. Unfortunately, Team USA will no longer be on the world's biggest stage when it comes to soccer, but the tournament continues. And on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. Like maybe a team is losing 4-1 late. That's what happened yesterday for Team USA. And the team that's beating them, Belgium, decides to sub off some players. Well, if your anytime goal scorer gets subbed off, you might say, damn it, I had money on that guy. Well, you're in luck. Whoever comes in to replace that player, the bet continues. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're in it till the final whistle. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. That's FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. You got to be 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils get demolished. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies got destroyed in their finale in Kansas City yesterday, losing 15-1 to the Royals. Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 earned over 3 1/3 innings, easily his roughest start of the year. And the Phillies offense did have 10 hits in the game, but just 1 run to show for it. Sanchez didn't mince words about his start through a team translator after the game.
It was not good. I mean, that was crap what I did today. It's really tough to see that, they hit 3 homers off me with my pitch. So, but it happened. So we just got to turn the page over and keep going.
The Phillies now travel to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. First pitch of Game 1 is tonight at 7:10. Zach Wheeler on the mound against Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, the USA is out after getting dominated by Belgium 4-1 last night in the round of 16. The Flyers are still waiting to see if the Ducks will match the offer sheet for star center Leo Carlsson. The deadline for Anaheim to match is this Friday. Meanwhile, the Sixers still have their sights on a potential LeBron James signing, but recent reports are indicating Cleveland is the favorite. Todd Fedoruk will join us coming up at 8:05 to talk about the Flyer situation with the offer sheet. Ricky Bottalico, you hear him on Unfiltered. He'll call in at 9:05 to talk some Phil's pitching and the upcoming All-Star festivities. This update is brought to you by the Empire State Building. Find out why the reimagined Empire State Building observation deck was voted the country's #1 attraction by TripAdvisor travelers. Tickets at EmpireStateBuilding.com/radio. Open daily. Reservations required. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, you'll hear from our sister station, 98.5 The Hub in Boston, because not only did we get to react to the Jaylen Brown trade, they had to as well.
I can't wait to hear, because I did not listen on purpose. I can't wait to hear if they spun it or if they were honest.
Oh,
and I'm going to tell you this.
great.
If my man Fred Toucher, who I've known Fred for 35 years, if Fred Toucher spins this.
Well, too bad Fred wasn't on the show. It was
good.
Zolak and Bertrand.
Okay.
So.
Well, I don't know. They can shill at times, those two. They're very talented, but they can shill. I can't wait to hear what they
that was
do.
just a nice name drop. Your friend of 20 years.
Who, Toucher? 35.
Oh, 35
Toucher.
years.
Toucher interned at our station. How about that?
How
Now
about
he's one of the
that?
highest paid guys in our industry.
How about that?
How about that?
So you'll hear that
How
audio.
about that,
And then
as Ray
Brad
Dunn would say.
Stevens had to talk about it because you have to have a press conference after you make a trade like that. So you'll hear some audio coming in a few minutes. But to answer your question, Joel Embiid,
Can't wait to hear this.
Would you want to start this new regime? This new regime that does not just include Jaylen Brown. It's Mike Gansey. It's Bob Myers. It's whatever their beliefs are with the sport of basketball, coupled with the trade for Jaylen Brown, who goes alongside Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe.
Correct.
I would still keep Joel Embiid around. Now, I will be honest, because everything's out there. When the season first ended, I was going to move Joel Embiid. If I could move from one of those two contracts, I would have done it because I just know how the seasons end at this point. But with Jaylen Brown here, like I said to you guys last week when I joined you guys via Zoom, because I'm a foxhole guy, vacation doesn't matter. I still want to have fun with my friends. When Jaylen Brown gets here, I don't need Joel Embiid to play every night for them to win. Like, I can be like, yo, go on ice if you want to. As long as you are around come playoff time, let's see what happens. You even said yesterday on the show that with Joel Embiid on the court, they have a better chance of winning a championship with this current roster than if he's not on the court. So if he's not on the court, that means he's either hurt or you traded him, and you're not going to get something good in return. You're not. Like, to trade Joel Embiid, even though there was actually one trade idea that I'll give you guys in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
To trade Joel Embiid, you're really just trying to get rid of the contract.
Yes, but which I could see the benefit. But no, I mean, to me, there's no question, I believe, that talent-wise, your roster would look better in 2026-27 if Joel Embiid's on it.
Mm-hmm.
But is Joel Embiid going to be a good citizen? Is he going to do the right things? Is he going to be a good teammate? Is he going to have to be brought to the principal's office at 30 years old and told, dude, this is what we need you to do? This is how we need you to act?
I saw him happier last year early on in the season than I've seen him in a very long time, and a lot of it was because they were winning games without him having to do everything.
I'm going to tell you this, and it's going to sound really callous, but I'm going to tell you it. I don't care. I don't give a flip about it.
Well, you're talking about being good citizens and good teammates. He was.
Not last year. He was not. He still had to be. He still had problems about showing up on time. Still had problems about doing things the right way. We're talking about a grown man who can't conduct himself like a professional.
All right, well, what if the new group? I'm not talking about Jaylen Brown. I'm talking about the guys that can actually lay the letter of the law down and say, "Hey, you got to be on time."
Why are you expecting that? Why are you expecting him to change? Like, why are you expecting a man with all of a sudden he's going to change?
I'll say this. If they land LeBron James, if he doesn't change with LeBron James on the roster, then he's never going to change, and he's going to be the person that he's always going to be. But if you have LeBron James here, and if LeBron James can get his act together, and if you see everybody putting together the effort or whatever you want to call it to do whatever you can to get back to trying to contend for a championship, I would imagine that he will be a part of that because I think he still wants to win an NBA championship.
I just say, how pathetic is it that you have to get at this point in his career, you have to go, well, maybe bring in other people that can get him to do the right things. I just think that to me that's why I would say I'd want him differently. I understand your point of view, though, and there's no question that if he was doing the right things on the court, your team is more talented with him here and has a better chance to win.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Like,
so that makes
you
sense.
still need a big man, and you have a really talented one. My biggest question is how it works, like from a basketball standpoint. Like, if I were to talk about trading Joel Embiid, it's not because of being late to meetings. It's not because of I'm not even going to say the injuries. Like, I need to know Jaylen Brown needs the ball. Tyrese Maxey can play off ball. VJ Edgecombe can play off ball. But I know Jaylen Brown needs the ball, and I know Joel Embiid needs the ball for them to both get going. By the way, they both love that mid-range. Jaylen Brown took the most two-point field goals in the NBA last year on an average per-game basis. Joel Embiid is pretty high up on that list, too. I don't know how, from a basketball standpoint, it necessarily fits just yet. I can't wait for Nick Nurse to try to figure that out. That is where my brain goes about, does this work with Embiid more so than everything else that you brought up?
Where do you go, Connor?
I think this is an easy one for me. I'm not starting fresh here. At least for this year, I want to see it with Joel Embiid. Now, your point you bring up, Andy, perfect, right? Because I don't think Joel Embiid is the ideal fit for what the Sixers' top three there with Maxey, Edgecombe, and Brown are going to look to do. They're going to look to shoot a lot, and you need somebody down there that can rebound. And that is not part of Joel Embiid's game anymore because he doesn't move well enough to be a plus rebounder. So that we'll figure out. But he's too talented to not see if it works.
Yeah.
How about, can I ask you, I'm trying to think of how, let's just say this. How many times a game does Maxey have to shoot? How many times a game does Jaylen Brown have to shoot? How many times a game does Edge have to shoot? Mm-hmm. How much of the vortex of just energy does Joel Embiid suck out of the room?
Oh, I wouldn't call it suck out of the room if he's effective at it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the style that they want to play. I don't. I don't think that Joel Embiid slow down basketball is what they want to do.
Yeah, but the
Come
gravity.
playoff time, that's exactly how it plays out, though. It's half-court basketball. Even Gansey said that himself when they drafted LeBaron Philon Jr. It was, this guy's great in the half-court.
You can play
time.
some half-court basketball. I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder can play some half-court basketball. Denver can. Other teams can in the West, but they still get it up the court fast. They still have fast-break teams. They still have a fast-break game as part of the repertoire. They want to play fast, and Gansey's talked about that dude playing fast. Nothing about Joel Embiid is play fast.
Well,
like I
but
think
you can grab a rebound and go on the break, and then if you don't have the look that you want, you have to slow down and go half court anyway. Like it can still work with Joel Embiid being on the basketball team. I believe it. It's whether or not he's healthy, and like that's hello. It's 2026.
Hello.
We're still having the same conversation. But to your point, Connor, yeah, he's too good. Now, when they won the championship, their bigs were Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford. You know, and those were Al Horford was 90 years old, but he could still grab rebounds. Porzingis was a guy that they had all over the place. He could shoot from the corner. He could shoot from the top of the key, which Joel Embiid can shoot from the top of the key, too. It's just Embiid is so much more. Porzingis is a catch-and-shoot big man, whereas Joel Embiid is a guy that likes to put the ball on the ground and make things happen. I think it still works. That's why you have Dean Wade. If LeBron doesn't sign here, you have a guy that doesn't have to shoot the ball. Like, you're talking about how many shots all these guys going to get. That guy's here to grab rebounds.
Like, I seriously don't understand how it works. Like, what they want to do with the three they have and got. I mean, and if you talk about adding LeBron into the mix, I don't see how Embiid fits. Like, I don't see how he fits with the style of offense, with the players. Because he doesn't rebound the basketball, and he's not a defensive presence anymore. His defensive game has plummeted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see where he fits.
Well, on offense, he'd still be at the top of the key. LeBron, I mean.
So what's like, I mean, I don't see it. You know, maybe
this is a great problem to have, is what I'll tell you. Like, they will figure it out. I think it would be an absolute great problem to have.
You think it's a great problem to have? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't see it. I see him clogging up the works. I see him clogging it up. I think I'm slowing it down. I think I'm not being able to do what they want to do.
I could see Jaylen Brown. Let's say if
LeBron was here. Mm-hmm. If it's Jaylen, LeBron, Edgecombe, Maxey, I don't need Embiid on offense. I don't need Embiid's offense. I don't need him on offense. I'm certainly not getting anything from him rebounding.
Right, well,
I'm not getting anything from him defensively.
Well, right now
I certainly don't need him offensively.
Right now they don't have LeBron James. So
I know I get that, but I mean, what I'm saying is
I got you.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to get basketball in the weeds here. And
okay.
And I'm sorry here. You can run a two-man game with Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid, just like James Harden and Joel Embiid ran their two-man game, where James Harden averaged 20 and 10, and Joel Embiid won league MVP. I think Joel Embiid's league MVP days are behind him, but you saw how effective that two-man game was. Now, I'm going to have a guy that's not going to go to strip clubs in the middle of a playoff series and a guy that's going to have 9 turnovers in a Game 6 and a Game 7. Instead, I have Jaylen Brown. Tyrese Maxey is at his best. I've been saying this for years when he's not being the point guard. He's not a point guard. All right, just because he's 6 foot tall and dribbles the basketball doesn't make him a point guard. He's better off the ball. You can run a two-man game where Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid are at the top of the key doing their thing. You can have Tyrese Maxey all over the place, hitting perimeter threes. VJ Edgecombe could do all kinds of things. You can also go on the break with those guys. I think there are so many ways to be able to score the basketball with those 4 guys on the court at the same time. I am not worried about fit whatsoever. I just wonder when it does come down to the half court, who's got the ball more? Is it Jaylen Brown or is it Joel Embiid? And that's something that they'll figure out as the season goes on. So I'm in on another year of Embiid because I need to see if this can work.
I thought you would turn the page on it. I honestly, I thought you might have surprised me today and said, no, I'm willing to turn the page.
No,
because you did sort of turn the page at the end of the year, but this has changed.
Yeah,
the Jaylen Brown thing changed everything.
Yes. And by the way, you were able to move one of the bad
Right.
contracts to get Jaylen Brown.
Right.
All right, coming up next. How did Boston react? You'll hear that coming up next. Now, there is another level to this Embiid conversation that Brad Stevens had to talk about in terms of explaining why they traded Jaylen Brown. And I will give you one trade proposal that was written by an NBA national reporter. I'm sure you guys will love it.
Oh, boy.
Kincade, Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Now, unfortunately, Team USA is out of the tournament. So now you turn your attention to who's going to win it all. And the heavy favorite right now is France. They've looked really good in this tourney, and France is currently trading at a 34% chance to win soccer's biggest prize, which means $100 trade on France would pay you out $277. Maybe you want to back Les Bleus the rest of the way with Team USA out. Well, on Kalshi, you can do that, and the best part is you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So for a limited time, download the Kalshi app, and make sure you use code FANATIC because you'll get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
up at 10, Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 6:48 here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Early text messages. Let's check it.
Let's do it.
610-632-0975. Davis Honda text line. Are the Sixers done? There's a lot of fun talking about LeBron James, but would you put it past a new regime to say we want to make complete changes? And you already moved off of one bad contract. If you remember, Bob Myers, during his introductory press conference at the very end, talked about depth and didn't seem fond of the idea of 3 max contract players. Well, you traded Paul George, but you brought on another max contract player. So could that mean that Joel Embiid isn't 100% a Philadelphia 76er in 2026? I want to see them run it, not run it back. I want to see them run this with Joel Embiid, with Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe. But I wouldn't put it past them to still be thinking, all right, could we potentially move this contract and build more of a roster that suits these guys? I do think a Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid 2-man game works. It's just how many games do you get that? So what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington, 610-632-0975. And then you'll hear from Boston, Brad Stevens, and there is one trade proposal that I will give you, and you let me know if you like it or not.
Okay.
Devin in Glassboro will lead us off. This is some Gloucester County on Gloucester County crime here because it says, Chunas, don't be a fanboy. John is 100% correct. Embiid does not fit with this team. Trade him to Golden State for the Butler contract.
All right, what do you mean he doesn't fit?
I don't think he fit. Like, I don't see how it works. Like, I don't see how he works. He's going to muck up this offense.
Did it not work with James Harden and Joel Embiid in terms of a 2-man game, in terms of their efficiency?
It did, but they didn't have the Maxey we have today. They didn't have an Edgecombe. They didn't have Jaylen Brown.
Well, no, Jaylen Brown is James Harden.
I mean, it's like, but Jaylen Brown's different than James Harden. Jaylen Brown's a different player than James Harden, I think.
They ran a lot of isolation, pick and roll. And Boston was a ton of pick and roll. And the way Jaylen Brown can...
They were wonderful together. They absolutely were. I consider him a more, at this point, more dynamic player than what the James Harden that we got here.
Sure.
So, because he's mainly because of age.
Yeah.
Mainly because of mileage and age. I'm not taking a James Harden.
James Harden,
right,
when he was here, was more of a point guard.
Correct.
You're going to look at Jaylen Brown being like
so I don't
a guy.
consider that the same player. I understand how you're looking at it, and I respect how you're.
Yeah,
saying
I don't. This isn't fanboy. I've seen it work with James Harden and Joel Embiid. Why wouldn't it work with Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid?
Because I don't want Jaylen. You know what I want? I want Jaylen Brown working with Tyrese Maxey. I want Jaylen Brown working with Edgecombe. I want Jaylen Brown working. I'm not worried about him working with, because then it's going to be, we're working with Embiid tonight, but not tomorrow night. And then we'll work with Embiid for the next 2 games, and then it's the next 3 where Embiid's not available. I want this team moving on. I want them to be able to get into a rhythm. And there's no rhythm when you've got Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but the reason that I'd say stick with him for at least a year is because whatever you trade Embiid for, you're better with the off this night, on that night, Joel Embiid, than you are with whoever you're going to get back when you trade him.
I don't think you're incorrect there at all, Connor.
So I'll take that chance.
But the thing is, though, it's for what I'm thinking is that with Jaylen Brown, my thinking is Brown, Edgecombe, Maxey, and everything, you've got a big window of those 3 guys.
So why not try it 1 year?
Because I would rather get on with cleaning out the cap and cleaning out those things to get moving with the window.
It'll also be easier to move a contract that's 2 years and that's 3 years. So why not? I would give it a shot to see how it works out.
Yep.
Before you end up moving on.
Try it once just to see how it feels.
Like, I'm not looking at you two with madness in my eyes. I'm not looking at you two like going, oh my God, they're mad. They're idiots. I'm looking at it going, I just want to. I think I want to turn the page.
Just one more note. Tyrese Maxey has not shot over 40% from 3 since the 2022-23 season. Right? We talk about how.
Why do you think that is?
Well, that was the last time he had a true point guard to play with. That was the season with James Harden.
Okay,
and that's why I'm saying.
Right.
You can talk about you want Jaylen Brown with Tyrese Maxey. You will still get that. I got James Harden with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, where Tyrese Maxey, the last time he shot 40% from 3 was that season. The last 3 years, he has been asked to bring up the ball,
right,
run point, and do all the step-back threes. That year was not step-back three Tyrese Maxey. That was let's get Tyrese Maxey open with off-ball screens, and he can pull and pop. Bang, 43% from three that year. He shot 42% from three the previous year when they acquired James Harden midseason. Do you know that Tyrese Maxey's only shot over 40% from three twice in his career?
Do you
and
think
it's both years with a point guard?
Do you think it's more likely that Tyrese Maxey's three-point percentage goes up now with the other players on the court that they've got now?
Yes.
Yeah,
So do
absolutely.
I.
Yeah, and that's why I would still try out the two-man game, Brown, Embiid, and then Maxey gets his from three. And look, VJ Edgecombe's a big part of it too.
And again, I get you. I don't disagree that I see the value in what you're pitching. I just see the value in also getting on with the moving on.
All right, here's Zolak and Bertrand. So we got to react a lot to the Jaylen Brown trade last week, and of course yesterday it continued. They had their turn, and it wasn't as fun.
The Philly guys, I went on Philadelphia radio on Friday afternoon.
How did they feel about the trade?
Well,
were they upset about Paul George leaving?
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
They were genuinely confused.
Like, what's the catch here?
Yeah. They wanted to know, all right, so what's the secret? Like, what? They were genuinely confused why it is the Celtics would have ever done this deal, and they were convinced that there had to be a catch. Can you imagine that? They're like, well, he must be a bad teammate, right? No, not really. So he must hate Tatum, right? I don't think so. Issue with the coach? No.
Demanded a trade?
No. Nope. I was like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're going to like him. I think you're going to like him a lot.
No, good player. Wins a lot of basketball games.
You could tell that they are so confused as to why this deal went down and clearly not happy with how this deal went down.
No, they were not happy.
So coming up next, Brad Stevens explained himself because he obviously had to have a press conference. You can't trade away
No.
a superstar, NBA champion,
No.
guy that carried your team last year when the other star was out. You can't just trade him and hide. And Brad Stevens did not do that. He spoke yesterday. What makes it interesting is his explanation as to why they made the deal and how that kind of ties into this Embiid discussion that we're having. Would you want the Sixers to try this with Joel Embiid, or do you want them to try it fresh without Embiid? 610-632-0975. We'll get more reaction to that coming up next. You'll hear from Brad Stevens. I'll give you this trade proposal. And speaking of trade proposals, we have plenty in baseball. John, are they real, or is this we're looking for content with less than 1 month till the trade deadline? I don't know what these reporters are doing when literally the president of baseball operations has spoken publicly about things. I don't know. It's not my job. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sanchez gets shelled. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies had an absolutely miserable finale in Kansas City yesterday. They lost 15-1 to the Royals. Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 earned over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year, and the Phillies offense did have 10 hits in the game, but just that one run to show for it. Don Mattingly, well, he didn't show too much concern over his ace after the game.
Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it, but obviously he's going to be, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be fine. Today's, hopefully one of those you don't see very often.
You hope it's an anomaly. We'll see as the season continues. The Phillies now travel to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. this evening. Zach Wheeler against Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, USA is out after getting dominated by Belgium 4-1 the final last night in the round of 16. The Flyers are still waiting to see what the Ducks are going to do with the offer sheet match for Leo Carlsson. Deadline for Anaheim is Friday. Meanwhile, the Sixers still have their sights on a potential LeBron James signing. Recent reports are indicating Cleveland as the favorite. Todd Fedoruk will join us at 8:05 to talk about the Flyers and Ducks situation over Carlson. Ricky Metallico calls in at 9:05 to talk a little Phils. This update is brought to you by Modelo. Join Ray Dunn this Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Great American Pub in Conshohocken for the final Modelo match night. Enjoy Modelo specials, exclusive giveaways, and your chance to win great prizes. Details at 975thefanatic.com. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
The Fanatic.
It is 7 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Shout out to our YouTube audience today. They're buzzing this morning.
Little buzz going on?
Well, there's a lot to talk about. Embiid's a hot button topic, and the Sixers are, on the front of everybody's mind right now because of the trade of Jaylen Brown and the idea of LeBron.
How does it seem to be leaning as far as like not only our question of the day, but as far as like the discussion?
It looks
as
like
far as Embiid.
More move on from Embiid. I think there's a lot of fatigue. Let's check the poll of the day, because the poll of the day is up thanks to Dr. Donapel
Always
and the
is.
team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. The poll is strong for 4 hours every single day, just like our YouTube audience is strong. Old friends and new. What do we got on the Twitter poll there, Mr. Thomas?
It's our question about the start of the Jaylen Brown era here in Philly. Would you rather see the Jaylen Brown era with the Sixers start fresh without Joel Embiid, or see how Embiid and Brown look together? 73% of responders are saying test it with Embiid. Only 27% saying start fresh.
And
Now, that surprises me. That's high. I thought it would be like 60-40 test it with Embiid.
Well, I think a lot of it is, and I see Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott chimed in on Twitter.
He can
Ronnie
type without
Lott
the
did?
finger.
Exactly.
Embiid wouldn't bring much in a trade, so why bother deal him? He's good. He's a good, unreliable big who can dominate when/if healthy. He'd help Brown.
Can we stop?
I would say Brown would help Embiid more than Embiid is helping Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown carried a team last year, so I think it's reverse. But I get what he's saying. Like, you're not going to get much. So I saw a trade proposal, John, and like even you, who I think has been ready to move on from Embiid for like a decade,
right
at this point, there was one trade proposal from a guy by the name of Sam Quinn, who's been covering the NBA for a long time,
Sam.
does it for CBS currently, and he talked about a potential trade in order to intrigue LeBron.
Okay.
Because there is a LeBron sweepstakes, which is crazy. At the age of 41, there is still a sweepstakes for LeBron James.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of teams at the table, though.
Wasn't there 12 at one point?
Yeah, no, that had inquired, but there's supposedly like only like really like 3.
Well, because there's 3 teams that I would imagine he's intrigued by. Not necessarily, like, if you're the Sacramento Kings, are you putting in a flyer in for LeBron? Probably not.
Because they know he's not going to go there.
Yeah. So here's one trade proposal to try to intrigue LeBron. Trade Joel Embiid for Anthony Davis.
They're not trading Anthony Davis. They wouldn't trade Anthony Davis in the remember, they wouldn't trade Anthony Davis, consider him in the other deal. There was another deal that they were talking about. They said they wouldn't move him. So he was off the table.
I know Anthony Davis doesn't want to be in Washington.
I understand, but he was off the table. They said they wouldn't move him.
Okay.
So
I don't know how many people are clamoring for.
I would imagine. Hello. I don't know. Hello. I would not I would not say that that's a good thing. I would not say that that's a good thing that's going to happen. But to me, I would be like, hey, let's consider it. Let's. Consider
I wouldn't even consider it because it's the same thing.
Why?
He's not healthy either.
He's not why,
no, but I mean, no, I'm saying I'm not trading. But does it get you out earlier? Does it get you out a year earlier?
You're trading a first-round pick in this scenario, and you're doing pick swaps. You're
trading getting a year earlier out. See, I'm trying to just get out from under a year earlier. Is that it's the only way I'm moving Embiid is if it benefits me opening up that money earlier.
It would be 1 year earlier. Yes. So you're trading.
I'm considering that.
You're trading the 2027 first-round pick, and you're doing pick swaps.
That's not the Clipper pick, is it?
No, that one's already potentially on the move.
That's potentially
for Jaylen
on
Brown.
the move.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So I don't know. Are you trading a first-round pick to get another oft-injured player just to get 1 year off the books? I'd rather
1 year off the books is huge, though.
Yeah, but I got Jaylen Brown. Like I'm thinking championship. I'm not thinking getting rid of contracts. I was thinking of getting rid of contracts before you acquired Jaylen Brown when I didn't know that Paul George could land you Jaylen Brown. I didn't know Paul George was going to get you a star player. Now that I have Jaylen Brown, I got to start looking at potential Eastern Conference Finals. That's what we talked about it yesterday. That's the floor. Why would I trade away Joel Embiid unless I'm getting a legitimate player that can benefit this Sixers team? I don't want to trade it just to get rid of the contract.
He's not getting you. Joel Embiid's not bringing you back a legitimate player.
So that's why I'm not doing it. I'd rather roll the dice and, you need to get a better backup big to begin with, right? Like, I don't have to talk about my Dembona feelings. Like, you need to get a better backup big. You need to see what you can do moving forward with Joel Embiid and without Joel Embiid. But I'm not trading Joel Embiid just to get a year off the books for another guy that's going to be hurt every other game too.
See, 1 year to me is a big difference. That still is a big difference. And I think Anthony Davis has been a more pivotal player more recently. As far as, he's been a more pivotal player recently that he could help you.
Nah. Hasn't he played less games?
I don't think so.
Joel Embiid, we got nothing to show for it.
Yeah, but Joel
boys.
Embiid won an MVP
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, he won an MVP post Anthony Davis's championship with the Lakers, which we all know how we feel about the bubble championship.
I know what we feel is that if who LeBron would want to play with.
Sure, right? And if
LeBron would want to play with, LeBron would want to play with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, if Mike Yancey talks to his childhood best friend, LeBron James, and he's like, the only way to get him
LeBron would prefer to play with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, his AD.
So if you had a chance to get Anthony Davis, if that helped you get LeBron, would you want to do it?
Yeah, yes.
Sure.
See, that's the Sophie's choice you two would have to make.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, because
If
LeBron would choose Anthony Davis 100 times out of 100.
If LeBron says trade him for Bronny, I think about it.
No, please.
LeBron is. I want LeBron here so bad.
I'm telling you this. I hope I honestly, if that ever comes down, I hope it's after July 31st.
Shorter contract.
Bring him home.
On question mark and Salciunas.
Bring in Bronny,
I
man.
do not. I swear to you.
I was saying Bronny for Bron 2 years ago.
I don't want to be here for that.
Bring it. Make it
I want to
happen.
be here for the jobs program for LeBron James' family.
So the reason why we're having this conversation, if you're just tuning in, you're going, why are we talking about trading Joel Embiid? If you're a new regime, if you're a new president of basketball operations and a new GM and a new whatever
title
Bob
they have.
Myers'
Can't
title,
tell.
everything,
Emperor.
the titles change every other day.
Emperor of the sports.
You're obviously always going to look to make your mark, and this isn't Daryl Morey joining the Sixers 5 years ago when Joel Embiid was still in the prime of his career saying, I'm going to build around Joel Embiid. This is tail end of Joel Embiid's career. So this new regime could say, we're going to do whatever we can to clean up the mess that's here, and we're going to build moving forward. They already cleaned up one messy contract in Paul George by acquiring Jaylen Brown, which was a move that nobody expected.
No.
You were already under the belief of moving forward with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe as two guys that you're going to really build a roster moving forward with. So where is Joel Embiid in their plans? I could still see them thinking, all right, can we move this guy? I personally want to see it play out a year first, but I wouldn't be surprised if they've been even after the trade of Paul George for Jaylen Brown, been having those conversations.
If you go back and listen to Bob Myers speak, and you go back and listen to Mike Yancey speak, they don't talk a lot about Embiid. Like, they really don't talk a lot about it. They don't, I don't think that they give him as much thought as we do.
Well, they talk about whenever they're asked, which is
whenever they're asked, but I don't
question.
think. But they don't offer. The guys they talk about are Maxey and Edgecombe, and then now you have the insertion of Jaylen Brown.
Well, because Joe is, at this point in his career, a temporary worker for the Sixers organization.
Yeah.
He's a temp. He's a seasonal worker. All due respect to Joe. And he's a damn good seasonal worker. If he was at Hallmark, he'd be selling the most Christmas cards of anybody in December. But
that would be a bad movie. What would the Hallmark movie be called? Our YouTube chat. What would the Hallmark movie be called? Joel Embiid's Hallmark movie. Because if he did work at Hallmark.
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll hear on that. But
YouTube.
You don't talk about that guy the same way as the guys you know are going to be out there night in and night out.
But if he was this, see, and that's the exact point of why I want to move on. We're talking about the highest paid player on the roster.
Hey, so you're getting another
guy.
guy.
We're talking about
so
this
you're
guy
for Anthony Davis, who's played 20 games.
No, but they barely talk about. But it gets you out from under that albatross a year early.
By a year, yeah.
And to me, it's like they barely talk about a guy who's supposed to be this major impact player, and he's not.
By the way, Austin reminding us that Anthony Davis wants a contract extension with whatever team gets traded to. So you would be just extending.
Whoa. If Bron's coming here, if Bron wanted him to come here, I think Anthony Davis could be talked into coming here. Hey, earn your stock, raise your stock, and then we'll deal with that after it's done. I think that,
Anthony Davis saying, "Nah, I'm getting mine."
No, I think he'd be fine because I don't think he's getting moved. Otherwise, you can sit in Washington. They're not giving you a contract extension. Washington's not giving you a contract extension.
No.
So you can sit there, or you can come to Philly and play with me, be on center stage, maybe win a title, and then get your contract extension or be on the open market. I think you could be talked into that by the greatest player of this generation. I think somebody could talk him into that.
All right, so Brad Stevens spoke yesterday.
How was it?
And it was wonderful.
Was he sad?
Yes, he actually was.
I did hear some of that.
So Brad Stevens had to talk about trading away Jaylen Brown, and one of the reasons being is the way the NBA has changed everything when it comes to the cap. It's the most confusing. If you don't know it, it's the most confusing league to try to follow cap structures with mid-level exemptions and vet minimums and max contracts and super max contracts and how many you can have. Here was Brad Stevens explaining from a financial standpoint why they made the move to trade Jaylen Brown.
When I looked at our team and I looked at where the league was heading, looked at the way that we've finished the last couple years, and also looked at the unbelievable way we've played in the regular season in the last couple years, the path looked a little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that. But the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percent of our usage tied into two players. And the reality in this era and in this day and age of the NBA, and you could see it with the last couple of champions and some of the teams that were at the very top of the league when it was all said and done at the end of this year, is that you have to do a great job and you have to have the optionality to do a great job of building out depth that can hopefully replace the irreplaceable individual.
So the reason why it's important to play that with this conversation, because, you know, I don't get offended by this stuff. Every once in a while, I see our YouTube chat. Why is this a topic? Why is this even a discussion? Well, Brad Stevens is no dope, right? Brad Stevens.
He's considered one of the Howie Roseman-like guys in the NBA.
Yes. And so Brad Stevens basically reiterated what Bob Myers said when he first got introduced, when they were talking about the search for the president of basketball operations, which ended up being Mike Yancey. Bob Myers said you can't win with three max contract players. You need to have depth. You heard Brad Stevens say the exact same thing. We can't have 70% of our contract, 70% of our cap tied up with two players. You saw the last couple of champions. The last couple of champions have depth. The last couple of champions have been able to play 8-9 guys. The Thunder played like 9-10 guys in a championship game 2 years ago. The Knicks did the same thing in this past championship series. So if Brad Stevens is saying that and Bob Myers has already said it, then you shouldn't put it past them to think, all right, can we still move on from Joel Embiid? The problem with Joel Embiid is that it's a max contract. You would still be getting another max contract player back, and that's why this whole Anthony Davis thing pops up. You can't trade Joel Embiid for three role players.
Correct.
So
it's not just a money add up. You can't get six guys for Joel Embiid that add up to his money.
Right. That's why Paul George was in the deal, because the money worked. I don't think Boston said we're a Paul George away from winning an NBA championship. But Paul George has one less year on the contract, and that's what you've been saying about.
Yeah, I just want to get out
Joel
from
Embiid.
under that, because I do believe that's their plan. From hearing them, I think that's their agenda, is get out from under this money as fast as possible. That's what they want, and that's a great way to be able to do it. Not necessarily Anthony Davis, but get out from under that money as fast as they can.
I'm trying it for a year. What about you? 610-632-0975. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line before we get to more trade talk, but this in the sport of baseball? And I don't think some reporters listen. I don't know. What do we got on the text line?
All right, so we have a check-in here. This texter saying when the Sixers acquired Jaylen Brown, they got more than just a great player. They now have the luxury of being able to manage Joel's workload without it affecting the team. I would say this team is lethal with Embiid still on it, because the nights that he's playing and he's hot, we've seen what that looks like. That's from Will from Hatboro.
Yeah, look, I'm giving it a shot. I think, and I'll keep on saying this, Jaylen Brown can win without Joel Embiid, right?
Well, he's already proven that.
Yeah, we've seen that. We saw him carry the Celtics to the 2 seed this past year when they were supposed to be a 6 seed or a 7 seed or an 8 seed. I saw him carry them to a 2 seed. But man, I don't know what the ceiling is like if you have a healthy Embiid on the court with them. The ceiling. You even said it yesterday. You think the ceiling's higher? I
think the ceiling's higher. Look, there's no question. Even somebody who wants them to move on, like I do, there's no question that for 26-27. If Embiid was able to play 50 games healthy in the regular season and somehow be able to be healthy in the playoffs, which he never is. So, I mean, it's a fairy tale. He never is. But if that was ever to happen, it'd be great. It never happens. So, I mean, that's the problem I have with it. we just keep repeating that fairy tale that never happens.
Sure.
And it's never going to happen. He's never going to be healthy. We just keep talking
That's
about
why
it.
you just win every series in 4, and he will be healthy as each round goes on.
Sure. That works.
Yeah.
All right, Phillies.
Yes.
We are in, of course, silly season with trade dedeadline talk.
Yes,
It's only going to get sillier because
there's a lot of silliness out there right now.
We're like 3 weeks away. I'll start with an article, and then we have audio for you. Jim Bowden, who we reference every once in a while, former executive in Major League Baseball, now covers Major League Baseball for The Athletic. I think he does a lot of copy-paste articles from the previous year. I said that a couple of weeks ago to you guys because he just did the Joe Adele thing, even though the Angels have already told you that they're not trading him.
Right.
He then still threw it out there. He once again wrote an entire article on what the Phillies could do, and that includes moving Bryce Harper to right field. How long? When was it that Dave Dombrowski said we're not doing that? Like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago?
He has said it recently in the past couple weeks.
Like 2 weeks ago.
That it's not happening.
That
Because Bryce doesn't want it and they don't want it.
And they don't want it. It's a both party thing. They both want Bryce Harper to stay at first base. And yet Jim Bowden does this whole article on all the first basemen or corner infielders, because you can move Bohm to first and you can get Chapman from the Giants and all this stuff. It's a whole article on it. I'm like, man, are you just...
Well, I think the whole idea is that I would say, and just hearing it is the idea that I would go, I don't care what you want. Why wouldn't you, with this severe deficiency that you've got, why wouldn't you consider it?
I said, when you were, where was your last vacation?
I don't remember.
I forget.
I might have been at the golf tournament.
It was at some point
I was probably at the golf tournament.
Thursday and Friday, 2 weeks ago.
That's what it was. And I talked to Connor about that. I said, Connor, if Bryce Harper's really all about winning,
Yes.
like he says he is,
As he says he is. He talks the talk. Yes.
if the best thing for the team would be to move him to the outfield,
Correct.
why wouldn't he? And why wouldn't the team? Because it's also the team. Why wouldn't the team want to do that?
How about just for this year?
For 1 year?
No, just for the
Get a
rest
rental.
the rest of this year.
Yeah,
It's a
get a
rental.
rental.
It's a rental player.
That's what I wanted them to do with Suarez last year.
No commitment for next year. No commitment for the future. Just for this year.
Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't do that, why he wouldn't do it,
Because
why
he
the Phillies
doesn't want to.
And I question why.
And when Bryce doesn't want to do something, he's not doing it.
But bottom line is I see another article about how they could do this, and I'm like, they've been pretty clear that they're not doing that. And then And then there was John Heyman.
Yes.
And look, maybe they're hearing something because Buster Olney has been saying this for like 2 months now. Here's John Heyman on the MLB Network talking about who the Phillies could target.
Who's in on Tarek Skubal? Let's start there.
Well, I think anybody who's a contender who has the money to spend is going to be in on Tarek Skubal. And, so I think he understands it's fairly likely at this point that he does get traded. I'm going to throw in the Phillies there. We've heard their name a little bit, but obviously they've been looking for a number of different things. But we know they have talked about starting pitching more on the back end of the thing. But I wouldn't be shocked. To beat the Dodgers, you got to have left-handers. Obviously, they got Sanchez and Luzardo. You add Skubal to that. That's a pretty good trio of left-handers. So I'm going to throw the Phillies in there.
How? Like I would love to go shopping for I'd love to I'm
a
just thinking
Maserati.
something. I'd love to go shopping today for it. How?
You got money.
What are you? No, they don't. Thank you very much. What don't spend my money. What are you paying? Like I guess well the Phillies have money. The Tigers are not getting rid of Skubal for money. The Tigers aren't selling him for money. The Phillies aren't saying, here, we're buying him. Here's $20 million. You have to pay in the currency of talent. The Phillies don't have talent. Like, I don't get this.
Then where are they hearing? Is it? I'm guessing from Dombrowski himself.
Yes, it is.
We would love to have Tarek Skubal.
Because he's like, I'm in on this guy.
Yeah,
I'm in on this guy.
I'm in on Tarek Skubal, too.
Guys, talk. Hey, guys, when next time you're on, tell him I'm in on Skubal. Tell him I'm in on it. Like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you buying? What's he doing?
I don't know. Are they driving up the price on him as a smokescreen to try and make it because other contenders are in?
Or it's the fact that he's a rental, And
Magic
maybe
beans?
there's some teams that go, look, with the lockout looming, do you want to trade a bunch of prospects for a guy that you might not be able to re-sign? It's not a lock that if the Phillies or any team trading for Tyreek Skubal would all of a sudden be able to lock him up to some crazy 10-year contract, especially with the lockout coming up. Maybe they don't want to do it.
See, the thing is,
but the Phillies, they keep on getting mentioned.
I don't get it unless the Phillies were willing to sign him early. Like the Phillies, I don't know if the Phillies
coming off of a major injury where he's
like I don't understand.
know.
I don't understand it at all.
Here's what I think it is. I think that the Phillies have been forthright with reporters and kind of on the back channels that they're interested in starting pitching because we know they need to round out the rotation.
Sure.
And that's as far as they've gone. And then reporters are running with that saying, oh, contending team, big market, wants a starting pitcher. Let's just link him to Skubal because that's the hottest starting
I'm
pitcher.
interested in taking another vacation and going to Punta Cana for a week. I can't do it. Like, I can tell you I'm interested.
Tell you're interested.
I'm really interested. I would love to.
Yeah, I just don't think they're saying Skubal. I think they're saying starting pitching, and to the reporters, that means Skubal because of who the Phillies are as well.
I just don't understand what they think that they're going to pay for with Magic Beans.
But it hasn't stopped. Harper to the outfield and Skubal. Now, coming up next, you cut the music for 1 second.
Maybe
I'm
Harper
going to break,
will do
I promise.
something that not that he's something he doesn't want to do at work.
All right, coming up next, we're going to crack open some beers. And we're going to do a bar room debate on the air.
I love
All right?
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Before we go to break,
I love this.
I want you to text in your answer now. I want you to tweet in your answer now. I want you to YouTube comment section your answer now. It'll be a bar room white whale debate.
Love this.
Of two players that we've been talking about for years, could they come to Philadelphia? Which one would you rather see come to Philly? The white whale debate. LeBron James or Mike Trout? Because in Jim Bowden's article, Trout got brought up again.
Oh, jeez.
Even though the Angels have said it's not happening.
Oh, my gosh.
Even though LeBron never even met with the Sixers back in 2018, even though there is a chance now. White whale debate. You
It's a
get to
great
have
debate.
one. Which one would it be? We'll give our answers next. And we're going to do a running tally during the commercial break. You have like 6 minutes to text in your answer to 610-632-0975.
It's like a live poll.
Yes. We'll do that next here on The Fanatic.
Got to tell you that if you want to find the best in local jewelry, it's Benari Jewelers. Because when you walk into the Benari showroom, whether it's Exton or Newtown Square, you are going to find the most amazing team and the most amazing diamond selection you've ever seen. And it's not that it's diamonds, too. It's gold. It's platinum. It's all the array of beautiful, beautiful jewelry. I'm celebrating my 24th anniversary today, my wedding anniversary. And I know my wife has loved every single gift she has ever received from Benari Jewelers. And she loves the team there. She really enjoys the shopping experience at Benari. So what I do, guys, is a great little trip. You just send your lady in, and she can leave a little wish list behind. She can find a few things that she likes, leave them behind with the staff at Benari. Then you can go in at a later time, look at her little list, pick something off of it, and then she doesn't know what she's getting, but she knows she's getting a great gift from Benari. And if you're getting your engagement ring there, I can tell you get a diamond from Benari. They have their 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. You're down the road when you're ready to upgrade, that diamond doesn't lose its value. They're a direct diamond importer. You get an incredible ring. You don't blow your budget. It's the best at Benari Jewelers, Exton, Newtown Square, and online at BenariJewelers.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Royals rout the Phillies. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies got destroyed in their finale in Kansas City yesterday. They lost 15-1 to the Royals. Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 of those 15 runs over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year. The Phillies offense did have 10 hits in the game, but just 1 run to show for it. That's a game to forget about. And Christopher Sanchez didn't mince words about his start through a team translator after the game.
It was not good. I mean, it was crap what I did today. It's really tough to see that, they hit 3 homers off me with my pitch. So, but it happened. So we just got to turn the page over and keep going.
The Phils now travel to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. First pitch of Game 1, 7:10 p.m. tonight. Zach Wheeler faces Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, USA is out after getting dominated by Belgium 4-1 the final last night in the round of 16. Flyers are still waiting to see if the Ducks are going to match their offer sheet for star center Leo Carlsson. Deadline for Anaheim to match is Friday. Meanwhile, Sixers still thinking LeBron. They're keeping an eye on him. but all reports right now indicating Cleveland as the favorite to sign him. Todd Fedoruk will join us at 8:05 to talk about the Flyers and the Leo Carlsson situation. Ricky Batalico talks baseball with us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. If you're caring for an adult with an intellectual disability, autism, or a developmental disability, you may be eligible for support. Visit dbhids.org/IDS. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Got some. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7 a.m. hours brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's crack open some beers and have a barroom debate of the white whales of Philadelphia sports. Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio, Philadelphia sports fans, national media members, because let's face it, it's been talked about nationally for years. Mike Trout to the Phillies or LeBron James to the Sixers. If you were able to pick one, which one would it be? Now, YouTube immediately off the bat, 6 people straight LeBron. I was shocked that not a Trout was mixed in because people talk about Mike Trout as if he's the second coming sometimes.
What year? What year was that?
Last week. If
people are talking about Mike,
there's people that still think Mike Trout wants to be here, and he doesn't.
Which doesn't.
He's building a golf course
he
here.
He ran from being here. He has run from being here his entire career.
Right, but you can't deny the talent when healthy.
No, but he's hidden.
Like Joel Embiid.
He's hidden. It's just amazing how his body broke down. Very strange. It's a strange thing when that happens to a young man in the prime of his career. It's just a strange thing. Bad luck. And so, no, LeBron, 100. Could I have 100 votes for LeBron?
Sure.
Can I give 100 out of 100 for LeBron? I take LeBron James.
Connor?
His body, LeBron just all natural, like really strong and healthy, even at 41. It's amazing.
I just don't have any idea how this would be a conversation for Mike Trout. Like, I get he's a talented player. I do. And we're splitting hairs here.
And he's local, too. You know, he's from
great
Jersey.
players. I have heard that. I heard Andrew Salciunas took him deep one time.
It's the other way around, but that's all right.
I'm trying to help you out there, brother. Every place in the NBA that has ever signed LeBron James to a free agency contract has won a ring with LeBron James on the team.
Yep.
Mike Trout has never even sniffed one. I get baseball is a different sport, but we're talking about a guy who has not left the Angels, a team that cannot win, and has shied away from moments where he could have an opportunity to join a contender. LeBron creates contenders.
And when he's been in the moment, he hasn't really shown up. Mike Trout
hasn't had many opportunities.
And he didn't show up. Yeah, he didn't show up.
Now, I could make the case. I also vote LeBron, and I wonder if we have a clean sweep with LeBron. So how many texts have come in?
We've gotten, it's probably 60-40 LeBron, but there's a good amount of Mike Trout.
Wow.
But the reasoning is crazy to me.
Well, here's the thing.
Big Jersey vote.
You yourself, John Kincade, believe that without LeBron James, the Sixers are still Eastern Conference Finals contenders.
No question.
Without a right-handed power bat, I think the Phillies are still, despite their turnaround this season, far away. Like, I still think that they're far away. Mike Trout's impact could be more to the Phillies than what LeBron James' impact could be to the Sixers, considering what the Sixers already have with the addition of Jaylen Brown. So you could make the case that Trout would be more beneficial when healthy.
Let me ask you, if LeBron
Did you say when healthy with Mike Trout?
Yeah,
this is like the Embiid thing. You're attracted to athletes that never show up for work.
Well, no, I don't want Mike Trout.
But I'm saying is, though, but you give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't.
Well, I can see how talented they are.
But no, I can see how talented they are, too. But when I have a body of work that says they don't show up for work, I look at that and go, I see enough to know the guy doesn't show up for work. I know he doesn't show up for work. He's constantly got something. There's always going to be something.
So
unlike LeBron, who, by the way, is a specimen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
so what are the people saying?
All natural, too, by the way. All natural. It's amazing.
The people who are picking Trout, I think that this is the perfect encapsulation of why that vote is happening. Adam checks in and says, easy, Trout because LeBron is obnoxious.
What?
There's a lot of folks on the text line who just do not like LeBron James. It's not basketball related.
Oh, you said Trout is obnoxious.
Oh,
no.
Trout because LeBron is obnoxious.
Because LeBron's obnoxious.
I don't get the LeBron hate.
Because there's a lot of Jordan people.
The thing
there
is,
are.
I heard this yesterday, and that's one of the reasons I put in the show notes. Unc was on the.
Do we have the audio?
Yeah, we got Unc.
Unc was, and it was talking about this yesterday. I totally disagreed with Unc.
So this guy called in the unfiltered?
It was unfiltered. He called in on the. It was the when they do the.
We hear you.
We hear you.
Voice memo.
And I totally disagree with him, but it speaks to this point of view.
What's going on, Unfiltered family? This is Unk, General in the Unfiltered Army. And once again, the Jordanites expose themselves as sleeper cells in our fan base, because these are the people who don't want LeBron. These are the Jordanites. These are the people who do not want to have to thank LeBron if he came here and helped us win a championship. These are people who would rather be right in an argument or think they're right in an argument rather than see their team reach the pinnacle of its league. Just think about that for a second. You rather continue to have an argument that LeBron doesn't have enough championships to compete with Mike rather than see your team win. That is absolutely diabolical.
I hope that's not the case.
Okay, I think what's diabolical is by the way, Unc, a really good caller there. I think what's diabolical is Unc's false premise. That's ridiculous. I am a Jordanite who also is a LeBron fan. So I'm sort of in the weird cult of I'm a Jordanite, I guess, because I give Jordan the nod of being the GOAT, but I consider it to be such a tight race. And I'm not offended by people who saw both players play.
Mm-hmm.
Guys of my age group or a little younger who saw both players' entire careers. If someone tells me LeBron James and they make a compelling argument and we're into it, I can do it.
That's why I absolve myself from the conversation, unlike Connor Thomas and Ray Dunn.
It's when
Give me Bron.
It's when I hear people do the LeBron James thing. Oh, LeBron James over Jordan all the time. And then I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 28. I'm 30. I'm like, okay, sit this one out.
That game against the Wizards was really fun when I was there.
I'm like,
I saw Michael Jordan wearing a Wizards jersey.
And
that was really fun.
And that's what tells me that you and Ray and Connor have a superior intellect as sports fans. I don't need to hear from anybody below the age of 35 lecturing me on LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah, don't put me in that camp.
No,
I will.
But you don't, because you don't know.
No, he's a he's a LeBron guy.
Yeah, but wait a minute. No, he's a LeBron guy, but he's not a Jordan detractor.
No,
LeBron's
he
better,
says LeBron's
but he's not
better.
better.
Ray Dunn says LeBron's better, and I go, you guys are crazy.
Based on what? Based on what? What is that of?
Vibes.
Based on what?
Vibes,
based on you didn't watch it.
I saw The Last Dance.
You didn't.
The guy who wins one corner flipping competition with a security guard.
None of you guys need to be vehement about your positions in that because you didn't watch it.
Oh, you had the killer mentality. He played against plumbers.
It's so ridiculous.
I just kind of really like the debate.
Bryce Harper better than Babe Ruth.
It's so ridiculous. You know? It's so absurd. It is
Babe Ruth wouldn't be able to hit this pitching.
But it's I don't believe. But with Unc though, I do believe there are some people that just don't dig LeBron's whole persona. I don't get it. Look, whatever it is, I don't get it.
You can't give me a basketball reason for not wanting LeBron James on this team.
Right. I don't believe you can either.
Right.
Connor, I don't believe you can either. And more importantly, I know LeBron James comes here, I know I would be enthralled to watch him play as a Sixer.
Yeah, dude.
And I know that every player on the roster, I believe, would benefit from having played with LeBron. I believe that later on in their careers, Tyrese Maxey would talk about, that year or two I played with LeBron. VJ Edgecombe. I learned from LeBron. There's no argument to be made about not wanting LeBron here. It's
from a basketball standpoint.
From a basketball
there will be people that will spin it.
And by the way, we're going to see if we can get Dave McMenamin on. Dave McMenamin from Lower Merion High School, Lakers reporter, but he's from Lower Merion High School. He's a Lower Merion guy. His dad listens to our show.
Oh, I love that.
His dad listens to our show. I met him out at Parks Casino.
I had him on the network not that long ago.
And he's a great dude, and he's a local guy. I guarantee you, Dave McMenamin, who knows the Lakers inside and out, would not tell you that having LeBron in your team is a circus. I've heard this, the LeBron circus. That is such a bullcrap thing. It's not a circus with LeBron. There's LeBron can be a little much, but it's not a circus.
No, there's a lot to it because of his aura.
But that's the word
the kids are using these days.
It's not a circus.
How about that?
I mean, come on now.
He is an Aura Maxer.
All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. We also have more Joel Embiid trade proposals. Our question today at 610-632-0975. Do you want to start the Jaylen Brown era with or without Joel Embiid? We'll update you on the Twitter poll. We'll get some more trade proposals and, of course, headlines with Connor Thomas all next here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I know if you got 4 decades under your belt of helping people with retirement and financial planning, that's dealing with people's money, you're doing something right. And I know from knowing Dan White and Associates and his team, they do a lot of things right. They educate their clients on retirement planning. They help you create income in retirement that's going to help you support the lifestyle that you want to live. But most importantly, they're going to give you a certainty in your financial future that's going to help you to sleep at night. Hey, you can go to educational seminars that they've got throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. Go have a nice meal. Go listen to Dan White's team tell you all about the things that they can do for you. And then you can have a complimentary, no-risk consultation one-on-one on your own. So if you think conversations about money are a little awkward, it's just you and them. You talk about it, and you can find out that your situation, though it's unique to you, it might not be unique to them. They can address your needs individually, but they can find a plan for you that's going to help you get to where all your goals are met. Check out danwhiteandassociates.com and tell them that John Kincade sent you.
More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, let's update you on the poll of the day because people are wondering why we're having this conversation. If you could start the Jaylen Brown era with or without Joel Embiid, what would you do? The reason why it's a question is because there's a new regime, and a new regime could say, I don't care what the old regime did. We're going to try to start our own regime. And it's not like when Bob Myers first started speaking or when Mike Yancey first got here that they were saying, let's build around Joel Embiid. That's what Daryl Morey said, as he should have. At that time, 5-6 years ago, Daryl Morey should have been saying that kind of stuff. The current group doesn't have to, nor should they, because we got to start thinking about the next chapter. That does not mean Joel Embiid's not a part of the team, but you shouldn't talk about building around Joel Embiid anymore. And if you can move him, would you? What do we have as the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health that keeps our polls strong every single day here on the morning show?
Polls getting a little bit tighter. Would you rather see the Jaylen Brown era with the Sixers start fresh without Joel Embiid or see how Embiid and Brown look together? 68% of responders are saying test it with Embiid, but 32% now saying start fresh.
And you were thinking 60-40, so maybe it gets that way by the end of the show.
That's what I was figuring.
68-32 right now. We have a trade proposal, Johnny. Let's go to Miguel in Cherry Hill.
What's up, Miguel?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother?
On, buddy?
Hey, all right, so I have a trade, all right? Now, I don't know how the number's going to work out, but it's going to have to be a third team to make this happen.
Okay.
But I have, in order for us to trade Joel Embiid, trade him to the Pacers and get Zubac. Now, that helps us with a rebound.
Okay.
He's going to get a double-double no matter what it is. You just got to find a trade on that proposal. Now, that's if LeBron doesn't come. Now, if we could find a way to liberate some money, the player that I will pick up on free agent who's out there still and has a good relationship with Bob Myers is Draymond Green, who could run the pick and roll for Maxey to get, the 3 points the way he was doing with Harden. That works out, and it's going to develop VJ and also Maxey growth. And then
I still think
Brown
Jaylen Brown has the ball more in his hands than Tyrese Maxey does. To push back on your point a little bit, like I don't think it's a two-man game, Maxey Draymond. I think it's Jaylen Brown's got the ball in his hands, and they get Maxey open in space.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that? He didn't run the pick and roll when he was in Boston. That was more a pick and pop,
right? And
more of a isolation type of ball. Mm-hmm. Where Maxey, he was phenomenal when he was with Harden because everything was a pick and roll. Embiid rolled out, and then you had Maxey open, so it worked out perfect.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't think they're trained for $60 million Jaylen Brown for him to not have the ball in his hands. Like, I think it's going to be.
You want him to have the ball in his hands.
But you can get I think Tyrese Maxey off ball is the way it should be with or without Jaylen Brown. I've been saying this for years. I don't think Tyrese Maxey's a point guard.
I just don't know. Is the ball going to find Maxey enough if Embiid's here?
Yes.
With Jaylen Brown, Edge, Maxey, is the ball going to find him enough?
VJ Edgecombe's the fourth option on that team. Just saying.
Yeah, but is that the style of play that they want to play? That's not the style of play that Bob Myers and Mike Yancey had talked about.
Mike Yancey said in his press conference after the draft, half-court offense in the playoffs. You want Joel Embiid in the playoffs.
But he wants to play a fast game. Sure. He wants this team to play a fast game.
And then come playoff time when it slows down like it always does, you have this guy named Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but those other teams, you can still play a half-court game in the NBA, and you can still play fast. Oklahoma City can do that. Other teams can do that, but they still get it up fast. Joel Embiid's game is slow. Mm-hmm. He slows everything down, and he's going to slow these other players down. How many times do you see him slog up the court?
You can grab a rebound and go. You don't have to wait for Joel Embiid.
It's like he's wearing our man Jamie Lynch's flip-flops coming up the court. I mean, seriously, the way he gets up there. He's dragging behind everybody. That's not the style of play they want to play.
Oh, might be the style of play they have to play. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. We'll start with a little bit of NHL news because last week we brought up Claude Giroux potentially coming back to the Flyers. Well, yesterday it's reported that he is heading back to Ottawa. Are you sad that Giroux is not coming back to town?
No.
Johnny, I know where you stand on that one.
Stay in Canada. He screwed over the franchise on the way out the door, and I'm glad the door didn't open for him to return.
Yeah, I wasn't. I know that Claude Giroux had some really, really good years here.
He did.
I also
He did.
know that he had some really, really years of, hey, we need you to step up, and he didn't.
He was part of the fact that this team had no leadership.
Yeah.
That they had to go try to fix the locker room.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the leader, and he wasn't. But more importantly, on the way out the door, when he had a chance to help this organization that he supposedly loves so much, he screwed them over. Now, Danny Briere did a great job of making it the most of it. But no, thank you. Enjoy Ottawa.
I was when I saw the report from the guy that he was coming here, I was like,
By the way, bad reporting. That's really bad reporting.
Yeah. And then he put out the sorry guys. I heard some things.
Terrible reporting.
Yeah, you never want to put out the sorry guys suite.
Yeah,
that's not a good one.
That's bad.
So the dream for Claude Giroux coming back to Philadelphia is dead. The dream for Ronaldo ever winning a World Cup is also dead. Portugal eliminated 1-0 yesterday against Spain, and now Ronaldo ends his career without a World Cup trophy in the trophy case. So for everyone, because the big debate, we've been doing LeBron Jordan a little bit sparingly today. Ronaldo Messi is, I guess, the biggest soccer debate right now. Is there any candle at all for that guy to hold, to a dude that won the World Cup last time around?
No, I mean, you got to win one. I mean, I get it. It's a whole team, it's a whole country. You have to have a great country, which I'm sorry, I'm not a big soccer guy. I imagine Portugal's pretty good at soccer.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good at soccer.
Yeah. And I don't know. Messi's got, the most goals in World Cup? Like, it's not even... To me, it's not even a debate.
Yeah, people will still have it, but I think this is just about the end of it when you see Ronaldo.
That doesn't mean
end his
Ronaldo's
career.
not great. Ronaldo's an all-time soccer player, but Messi's better.
He's seen to handle it. Boy, he was ready. I thought he was going to punch somebody after that goal got scored yesterday, though. He got pissed, and then he controlled himself because he was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, legendary
Terrible.
player, but his time on the World Cup stage appears to be done. The last thing we'll get into, I want to gauge your guys' interest, because if I had asked you 2 weeks ago, what do you think about Sixers Summer League? We were probably going to say, hey, I'm excited to see LeBaron Philon Jr. play a little bit, get his first taste of like quasi-NBA action. But with the Jaylen Brown trade, where's your level of interest as the Sixers put out their Summer League roster yesterday?
I am so disinterested in Summer League basketball, and I always have been, except for when I got my first look at Ben Simmons. You know, like, because that guy was a freak in terms of his build and everything. But Summer League basketball, it's like, great, LeBaron Philon Jr., let me watch him, and then every time he passes the ball, I'm going to turn my eyes away because he's passing it to a guy that's either a two-way player or a guy that's not going to make the team. I watched VJ Edgecomb's first game last year, and I was done. I saw what I needed to see.
Yeah, I don't.
Summer League does nothing for me.
Not going to pay much attention.
I watched the highlights of Darren Peterson. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the real thing. You're playing guys that aren't going to make it. A lot of players.
Yeah, all due respect to the Sixers, our great partners. Caring about Summer League means your team is not good.
Yeah.
And it's good to not care about Summer League.
Yeah, like, do I need to see Janai Broom?
Hey, maybe. No, but that will start on July 9th if you're so inclined.
Yeah, I was 11-7 last year, by the way, in Summer League action. Janai Broom. It was good enough for him to play 2 games for the Sixers. Like, that's what I don't care.
1 or 2 games it was.
Summer League.
And they broadcast the games, too.
Yes, they do, because there's nothing else to air.
It's like, oh, my gosh.
All right. Good job, Connor. Coming up next. Flyers. Could the Flyers really make this happen? What does Anaheim do? Well, a guy that used to play for both teams can join us to talk about it. Part of our Flyers radio broadcast, Todd Fedoruk, will join us.
He'll be colorful.
Yes, he will be. Also, after Todd's off the air, we have the first rendition of the Jeremy Fowler executive polls.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Can't wait to tell you about it. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies get crushed in KC. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was a rough one. That's putting it lightly for the Phillies in the finale in Kansas City yesterday. They lost 15-1 to the Royals. Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 earned over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year. Don Mattingly, talking after the game about his ace, not overly concerned, though.
Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it. But obviously, he's going to be, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be fine. Today's, hopefully one of those you don't see very often.
It was a weird game in general. The Phillies had 10 hits, but only one run to show for it. They'll travel to Cincinnati tonight for a series with the Reds. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. this evening. Zach Wheeler faces Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, the USA is out after getting dominated by Belgium 4-1 last night in the round of 16. Flyers are still waiting to see if the Ducks will match the offer sheet for star center Leo Carlsson. Deadline for Anaheim to match is Friday. We'll talk to Todd Fedoruk. Played for the Ducks, played for the Flyers. You hear him on the broadcast here on the Fanatic. We'll see what he says about that coming up next. Meanwhile, the Sixers still have their sights on a potential LeBron James signing. Recent reports indicating Cleveland the favorite. Ricky Bowe will also join us at 9:05 to talk the latest on the Phils and some All-Star talk as well. Brought to you by your favorite All-Star. This update is brought to you by Rosenbaum Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't settle for less because winning means everything. Call Rosenbaum & Associates today for a free consultation. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Do you think for the Flyers or for Anaheim to make the decision on Leo Carlsson?
Well, from what you're hearing, it's like they're sort of screwed. So I'm wondering whether it won't be, whether like it might not be. If they're going to let him go to the Flyers, it's going to go to the very end.
Yeah,
they're going to make the Flyers wait to the very end.
Of course.
So if he's coming to the Flyers, they're going to make him wait. But they're really screwed. Danny Briere did them dirty.
Let's go Flyers, man.
It's great. Yeah, we're all happy with
Danny
it.
Briere.
Great work, Danny.
So Todd Fedoruk will join us coming up in a
Very
few
happy
minutes
with your work.
to
Yes.
talk about that. After we speak with Todd, I mentioned it going into the break. Jeremy Fowler. I always look forward to these because I think these are the best out of all the lists that come out during the summertime with football, he interviews executives, coaches, and scouts all across the NFL.
It's the anonymous.
Yep. And he ranks the top 10 players by position, and he does different dates. So yesterday's was the first one. We get to react to it this morning, and he starts with running back. Okay. Saquon Barkley had a down year statistically compared to his 2,000-yard season the previous year. So that, take that for what it's worth. But where does he stand among coaches, executives, and scouts? You know how interested I will be with the Jalen Hurts one and quarterbacks. But we'll give you the first one coming up after we speak with Todd Fedoruk, who joins us now via Zoom, Johnny. So we get to see how Todd sets up the Zoom feed.
Todd with the Zoom? This is cool.
When I was with you guys last week, I did it from my dad's office / mom's laundry room. Because
did you?
Because that's the same room. What does Todd Fedoruk have for his Zoom setup?
I got the background blurred out.
Oh, you see, there it is.
See, that's boring. I
can show you though. I can show you.
What is it?
What do we got as the background?
You're not gonna believe. Listen, I'm in the kids. This is where the kids do their schoolwork.
Oh, right? That's good. See?
Yeah,
that's good. They need a good place to be able to do their schoolwork and focus.
Yes.
Max Weinberg signed Drumskin.
Okay. That's awesome.
I got Joey Kosher and Bob Probert, guinea pigs. Bob Probert passed, though. He's in the backyard.
I love this. See, this is important.
This is the rumpus room.
This is how kids learn. This is important.
See, if you don't give them a place to study, they may end up NHL players. So you really want to make sure they have a place to study there, Todd.
So Todd, look, I mean, it's really fun time in Philadelphia right now, and it seems like we have a battle between both winter teams in terms of relevancy. The Sixers say, let's go make a trade for Jaylen Brown. The Flyers go, whoa, hold on a second. We want to be talked about too. We're going to put in an offer sheet for Leo Carlson. So before we talk about what Anaheim does, let's talk about the player that Leo Carlson is and the impact that he could make for this Flyers team that has been dying for a center pretty much as long as they've been dying for a goaltender until they got Dan Vladar.
You know what? Leo Carlson is that piece on the chessboard the Flyers need. His availability kind of was presented in the UFA or the restricted free A model, and it came in the form of an offer sheet. You have to go after that guy. And the Flyers did that. Leo Carlson's probably a potential 100-point per season guy. He's a big centerman, 6'3", 208. He's exactly what most teams are looking for. He's a bona fide 1C. Yeah, you're taking risks because he's 21 years old, but that's fine. I think the NHL, the way the contracts are kind of coming out now, I think you're going to see more and more GMs paying players before they do something. They're going to pay them on that. They're going to assume that risk early, give these guys contracts rather than paying them after when they're no longer capable of giving you what they can as a player. He's in his prime and he's coming into his prime. So Leo Carlson is definitely that 1C that the Flyers are looking for.
Todd, when we did the end of the season party out there at Chickies and Pete's, and we did the broadcast, we were talking about what Danny may do this offseason, and one of the things that was talked about that night in the interview was the idea is that only if it was a young, controllable player. I still didn't think they'd take a big swing like this. When you saw the news, how much did it shock you?
Well, a lot, because of the offer sheet is frowned upon amongst GMs, but the offer sheet is a tactic as well. So I think when it presents itself in the situation that it did with Anaheim letting that player get to the offer sheet, I guess you'd call it the market.
Sure.
You're almost forced to make that offer. And it kind of just lined up perfectly for the Philadelphia Flyers. They got to go after him there. And I was surprised, because it's an aggressive move and you have to pay a premium. You've got to pay a premium. So you're not necessarily in the player market. You're paying a premium in that space with the offer sheet. And you assume some risk, but you can upset a lot of guys, but it is an aggressive tactic and I like it. I like it. If anybody's going to use it, it's going to be Philadelphia. And the fans want to see that here. Like you got to give them credit. They understand where they're at. They have strategy behind this, and like just the foresight even in the 5-year deal. Like it's a poison pill. It just keeps getting better. So like it's probably the best offer sheet that you could offer in the environment that it could be offered in.
Todd Fedoruk.
Anaheim. It just lined up that it was the Anaheim.
Yeah, which is even better, which makes it more fun.
Yes.
Todd Fedoruk joined us here on Kincade and Salciunas to talk about the impact of Leo Carlsson if the Flyers were able to pull this off. So if they do, Todd, there's going to be a lot of reaction of the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup next year. Realistically, year one of Leo Carlsson with what you have already, what could we be looking at? Because we saw a team, if you just looked at the series, get outclassed by Carolina. But if you watch the games, the Flyers were right there in a lot of those games. Are they that much closer to a cup, or is this still, all right, they're still a couple pieces away, but this is a major big step forward?
You're still pieces away. You need that D-core to round out. Nola Chari, I think, is a good addition. Like, that's the thing. You need those pieces that come into play after. But Leo Carlsson is a key piece. That's a 1C. You need a 1C, you need a 1D, you need great goaltending, right? You need the fans behind you, all these things. So I think they're a big step closer if they land this. Listen, Anaheim has to match this. I don't see how they can't. The only reason they can't is because they're going to get into major cap trouble. But I just can't see them giving up on a player like Leo Carlsson.
I don't understand how they're going to make it work, though, because if they take on Carlson's deal, I don't know how they're going to be able to afford to sign everybody else that they've got, including what is Cutter Gauthier going to do? Like, is he going to? He's not going to play for. He's not going to say, "Yeah, I'll play for 9 or 10 for Anaheim." If Carlson's making 18, like this really has created a mess for them.
It's the whole NHL. This offer sheet sets a precedent for players to empower themselves, and that's what's happening too. Players are more. They're more willing to take a risk and put themselves out there and take from the game and these contracts and the way that they are offered. Cutter Gauthier is going to be asking upwards of 13, 14, 15 million. He scored 41 this year. So that's a problem. That's a problem when you're at the cap. And the team, it's got to look at what they want to do. Like, I don't want to be sitting in the GM seat. These are tough decisions that have to be made, but that's exactly what the purpose of an offer sheet is to apply maximum pressure and state that you want a specific player. And if that player becomes available, you have a responsibility to offer that offer sheet. It doesn't matter what happens. It's like Danny's not into making friends amongst GMs, right? And this contract kind of says that. And you got to respect the offer sheet. You got to respect the way that it was offered. Even the 5-year that it's a no trade clause, it's built for the player because it's giving all the leverage to the player. And Leo Carlsson probably really likes that and is exactly why he signed that offer sheet to come to Philadelphia.
Now, Todd, you mentioned this is what teams are doing now, just paying players much earlier in their careers. The Flyers actually just kind of did that recently with Tyson Forster, just 24 years old. They signed him to the 8-year contract. What did you make of the decision by Danny Briere and Keith Jones to lock up Forster for 8 years?
Oh, awesome. Tyson Forster obviously had the injuries last year, but that guy's a stud. He's a big forward. He's a two-way player as well. Great shot. Only upside for us in the Philadelphia Flyers. Plus, he really wants to be here. He's tight in that locker room, and he's totally bought in. And I think he was interviewed yesterday. He's in the same position now. They're excited as a group. You can feel that. They're excited as a group. They want to see guys come here. And being the center of attention right now in free agency, it's a cool position to be. But I like the fact that even Drysdale and Zegras, they don't have to go to arbitration. They kind of chose to do that. That's a nice sign. That says, I want to stay here. I'm going to protect myself so the offer sheet ain't coming. Danny's biggest job now is to protect himself from the offer sheet coming down the road. You got to have some foresight. But his tactics now, the way that they're signing players before they get to restricted free agency, that's how you're going to have to do it now. You're going to have to not lock these guys up, but give them something and keep them while they're in their prime. And I think that's the strategy they're following. It seems that way because they're signing up the young guys. They're trying to lock them into positions for them to go forward.
Todd, would I be wrong to think that if Carlson somehow by Friday night is a Philadelphia Flyer, that there's a real good chance that Trevor Zegras won't be a Philadelphia Flyer? Or do you see this all working out there, that the money would all work out there?
No, they're gonna make it work. Yeah, it's gonna put some pressure, but they're gonna make it work. You can't give up Zegras. He's a key piece in that locker room now. Look, the fans kind of determined this for the Philadelphia Flyers. They jumped on board last year, and now they're expecting the moves. And Zegras is going to get signed up. I'd imagine Drysdale's going to get signed up. They're probably going to continue looking the free agent market for those D-men. But yep, now you're going to be getting into that cap space, and you're going to have to get strategic. But I don't see Zegras going anywhere. Why would you want to? As a player, you're looking. He also knows Carlson, so he played with him. He knows what he's getting in here. I'm sure Zegras wants to be on the right side with Carlson at his middle. That's a great lineup right there. So, no, I don't see Zegras going anywhere. He seemed pretty happy here in Philadelphia.
Now, Todd, before we let you go, I need to ask you a very personal question. We're going back to Game 3, Flyers-Penguins, where you said that it looked like Sidney Crosby was shot by an elephant gun. I have to ask you, have you fired an elephant gun before, or have you been shot by an elephant gun? Because it sounded like you were speaking from experience.
No. Never fired an elephant gun, but, yeah, the embellishment call. We can thank Garnet Hathaway for the first embellishment call for Sidney Crosby in his career. Happened in Philadelphia.
That was awesome. Todd, listen, man, we appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you,
and we'll talk to you again soon.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, man.
Todd Fedor. That's still that.
He's colorful.
The elephant gun response was so natural, right? Like that's a former hockey player that saw a guy flop, and that was just the.
And they hate him in Pittsburgh for the call.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah, that got played all over Pony when we had on Pony and everything. They played that. Oh, they hated it.
It was embarrassing.
Oh, they were so pissed. And Todd, it was funny, is we told the story before that he once when Doc, he was at Burns at the steakhouse down there where my brother was waiting and ate the 84-ounce tomahawk with the, the two steaks. 84 ounces of steak.
They don't call him Fridge for no reason.
And the Ken Hitchcock was so pissed at him the next day that he skated the crap out of him and everything. Can you imagine?
Why was he pissed at him?
Because he ate 84. Because it was like it was during a playoff series.
Oh,
84 ounces of steak. I mean, that's crazy.
The protein.
That's crazy town, and they were betting on
a
it.
mucker on a grinder.
Some guys like the club. Some guys like
dude.
the steakhouse.
Exactly.
What would you rather have?
How about
James
this?
Harden at a strip club or Todd Fedor eating 84
How about
ounces
it's
of
less
steak?
awkward than the video of LeBron in the club the other night? Did you see the video of LeBron in the club?
I did not.
Oh God,
just chilling.
It looks like, hey young kids, I'm here at the club. It was awkward as hell.
LeBron could do whatever the hell he wants.
No. LeBron needs to retire the club days. It was so awkward. The video is so awkward.
I would open a LeBron club in Philadelphia.
That'd be great.
Club Hertz already has that location.
Maybe with people his age, it would be really a good look for him.
Club Hertz will be the after hours joint.
Club Hertz and then Club LeBron could be for like just a little different age group.
I would hang out there. You know me. I'm an early guy.
It looked like hey kids.
Maybe more of a wine bar. LeBron wine bar.
Yeah. LeBron would be great. A scotch bar.
Dude,
something like that.
Let's go.
Let's
make this happen.
Don't call him Lil Wine. He's not going to come here.
It just was a little awkward. But
I believe I've read Lil Winer on social media at some point.
I'm sure.
Over the years. All right. Jeremy Fowler.
Okay.
Put out the first position group of the executives, coaches, and scouts ranking, where they rank the top 10 players plus honorable mentions per position.
All right.
And he started off with running back. Just so you guys know, spoiler alert, 1 week from today will be the reaction to the quarterback poll.
Okay, we got that to look forward to.
Quarterbacks comes out on July 13th, but it'll happen after we're off the air, most likely. Oh, no, it drops at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, we'll be fine. We got that. So put it on the calendar.
Oh, so July 13th, no show sheet. We are just going straight up reaction.
Okay, I'm putting it on the calendar right now.
Now, in case people are wondering why I value this one so much, it's because it's coaches, executives, and scouts. I don't value the player polls as much because they're playing in the games.
By the way, that's Monday.
Oh, it's Monday.
That's
Great.
even
Oh,
Monday,
that we have Monday content.
Jeremy Fowler.
These are the people that actually have to study rosters and create rosters. And so I value theirs a little bit more than a player that plays at 4:00, is on the field warming up at 1, and is missing half of the Sunday night football game. And so that they can't really study everything about the opposing player unless they're facing them that given week. So I value this one a lot. And I found it really interesting that even after winning Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts was an honorable mention last year. So I'll be curious to see where he falls this year.
I can't wait. That's Monday. So
That's
it's perfect.
Monday. But this is running backs. Where do you guys believe, if he falls in it, Saquon Barkley would be among top 10 running backs?
6th.
Connor?
5 was where my gut feeling was.
How about he's still looked at as a top 3 running back in the National Football League? Number 1, Bijan Robinson. That's fine.
Yeah, not surprised.
We're not. Nobody's taking an issue with that right now.
My weekly bet the over, Jahmyr Gibbs, is number 2. Jahmyr Gibbs, second best running back.
Nobody's arguing with that right now. Based on last year, no argument.
And Saquon comes in at number 3.
I think that's fantastic.
So here's what he wrote.
Can you tell me 4 or 5?
Oh, yeah, sure. Christian McCaffrey was 4th.
I thought McCaffrey would be ahead of him.
Jonathan Taylor was 5.
I thought Taylor would be ahead of him.
Derrick Henry was 6th. James Cook actually should probably be higher, is 7th.
I thought Cook would be ahead of him. That's the one that I had. I did not think that anyone else be ahead.
Devin A-Chain. Is it A-Chain or is it A-Chan?
A-Chain.
I know it changed
I don't
recently.
It's changed
he's
recently.
8th.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker III is 9th. Breece Hall with the Jets is 10th. Your honorable mentions, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, Quinshon Judkins of the Browns. He's just last year was his rookie year, so we'll see about that. And then the also receiving votes team was DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty, Travion Henderson, Travis Etienne Jr., and Alvin Kamara.
DeAndre Swift's sneaky.
Yeah, he had a really good year last year.
He had a sneaky good year.
He had a great year for the Bears last year.
He did.
So here's what they wrote about Saquon. Barkley proved how great he can be with 2,000-yard season in 2024 behind Philly's elite offensive line, resulting in last year's number 1 ranking. Because you guys remember he was number 1. But the Eagles' line in 2025 was subpar by its standards. Barkley still produced over 1,100 yards, but big gains were far less frequent. His 4 runs of 20-plus yards were 13 fewer than the previous year. His rushing yards over expected, as charted by NFL Next Gen Stats, went from 2nd in the NFL to 24th last season.
Ooh.
Many voters did not knock him too harshly for that. One executive said, quote, "I'm not going to penalize him for a terrible all-around offense last year. He's still a 3-down weapon, and if I needed a running back for 1 season, I'm still taking him." That is a high-ranking personnel official.
Okay.
But, however, another person in the NFL said this was a coordinator, and I'm going to guess it's Brian Dable. "My only criticism is that he doesn't always produce when things aren't completely clean." That's dating back to the Giants. That's dating back to the Giants. Tends to need things perfectly set up for him. So just a guess that it's Dable. Not wrong,
you
though.
You think Dable would badmouth him?
No, it needs it to be perfectly
Yeah, but you
clean.
think Dable would badmouth him? I don't think Dable would badmouth him.
I don't know.
Wow.
But to that point, whoever that coordinator is, it wasn't perfectly clean last year, and his numbers dropped drastically.
Significantly.
But I can't put it all on him.
No.
And I think he deserves some of the criticism from last year. I think Saquon Barkley skated by a lot last season, but the run blocking was.
You think he
horrific.
skated by a lot? Skated by a lot of criticism, you mean?
Yeah, I think it was just all because of the offensive line and not because of Saquon
I think the
Barkley.
offensive plan sucked. I think the offensive line was subpar. So I'm not going on Saquon being the problem.
He also had an all-time season in a Super Bowl winning year.
Yeah, no, I got you. He may have just been banged up.
Yeah. Could have been. They said he wasn't, though.
Yeah,
and he said he wasn't.
You can say that all you want.
Yeah, but he says he wasn't.
A.J. Brown says his knee's fine.
Well, what can you say?
Joel
Hello,
Embiid will
AJ.
tell you he's healthy.
Joel Embiid doesn't show up for work, though.
So Saquon Barkley is 3rd. Still top 3 running back according to coaches, executives, and scouts. We'll find out quarterbacks next week. Can't wait. All right, coming up next. Jeremy Fowler, as we just mentioned, dropped the top 10 list by running backs. Well, what about quarterbacks? We will try to guess ahead of time where Jalen Hurts will rank. But hear from one of his former teammates first. A former teammate of Jalen Hurts, a Super Bowl champion alongside Jalen Hurts, and what he had to say about the quarterback and all the criticism he hears next year on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A rough finale for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies, they got crushed in the finale in Kansas City yesterday. They lost 15-1 to the Royals. Shockingly, Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits, and 9 of those 15 runs earned over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year, and he didn't mince words about it after as he talked through a team interpreter with other media members.
It was not good. I mean, it was crap what I did today. It's really tough to see that, they hit 3 homers off me with my pitch. So, but it happened. So we just got to turn the page over and keep going.
That's one of those games just to flush, whether you're Sanchez or the team in general. The Phillies now travel to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. this evening. Zach Wheeler faces Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, the USA is out after getting eliminated by Belgium 4-1 the final last night in the round of 16. The Flyers are still waiting to see if the Anaheim Ducks will match the offer sheet for star center Leo Carlsson. Deadline for Anaheim is Friday. Meanwhile, the Sixers, they're still looking at LeBron and the chances that he could sign here. Recent reports from around the league are indicating Cleveland as the current favorite. Ricky Pitalico will join us coming up at 9:05 to talk some Phils, and also with All-Star Week nearly upon us. This update is brought to you by Wawa Hoagie Fest. Hoagie Fest is back. Get a shorty, hoagie, chips, and a drink for $6. Make it a classic for $8. Gotta have a Wawa. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:32 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Kids can be humbling.
Are you just learning this?
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about myself and my 4-year-old son.
Oh, wait till they're 22.
Well,
they can humble you.
I saw, I don't even know how did it come up? Oh, I was watching a random clip of Danny McBride, who's an actor, a very funny actor, in case people don't know who he is.
Danny McBride, give me the...
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
okay,
Eastbound
yes,
and
very,
Down.
very funny. Yes, very, very
This
funny.
Is the End was
funny.
a hilarious movie.
Very funny.
Danny McBride was being interviewed about, sort of starting and some of the works, because he creates, Eastbound and Down was his show. I don't know if you watched Vice Principals.
Wait a minute. That was his show?
Yeah. He wrote it.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah, wrote it. Oh, yeah, dude.
No, I didn't
he's a genius.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
See, now that's funny.
And then he eventually, started working forces with Seth Rogen. and they started doing all that stuff.
See, I always thought that was not his show.
No, Eastbound and Down was his. That. So
that's really good. That's good.
Before Eastbound and Down really blew up and he made a lot of his money, he was, like most actors in Hollywood, was trying to find ways to make cash. So he was a substitute teacher at a high school in Los Angeles. Now, high school kids are nasty, if they can be, right? So he was talking, people were asking him questions like, what got you into being a substitute teacher? And he was telling them that he was trying to make cash to make it in Hollywood. And one of the first questions a kid asked him was, what kind of car do you drive? And he was too embarrassed to tell him because it was like a beat up, 20-year-old car that kind of like Carlos the Civic is right now. Even
right.
He's only 13, so we're still kicking. And imagine this: a guy that's now a buco millionaire. I don't know how much money. He's got money.
Great for himself.
Yeah, he's got money.
Very talented.
Imagine you're trying to get by, man. You're having a rough start. Look, this industry that we're in, it's tough in the beginning if you're not making any cash. You're trying to get by. And you have to do substitute teaching, and the high school students are giving you a rough time for what kind of car you drive, and you're too embarrassed to tell them.
What did he drive? Did he say?
I forget. I was trying to find the clip.
But it was something...
it was a beat-up car. Like that. It got him from A to B.
Was it a red Kia Soul?
No, I don't think it was a red Kia Soul. No.
Everybody wants to see the red Kia Soul. And I'm like, I didn't get the red Kia Soul.
Nah.
They want to say it. No offense to red Kia Souls. I mean, it's a nice car.
I don't know what kind of car it was, but it's
nice car.
It's funny to hear these stories where these guys start out. All right, so
that's a great. I did not know that was his show.
Yeah, his show.
God, he's talented, man.
Very. So speaking of trying to get into the industry, maybe Darius Slay.
What
big play Slay? Does he go by Slay if he does media?
No, he better not. Well, wait a minute though. It'd be like Kincade and Salciunas. He could go by Slay and whatever.
Yeah, could.
Yeah, I mean, Kendrick Perkins goes by Perk a lot.
He absolutely. When we did the, do you remember, Con? Did you remember FanFest? He absolutely was like, John, it's Slay.
Yeah, that's what
Shaq doesn't go Shaquille.
Now the funny thing is I call him Shaquille.
Yeah.
But it's
well, by the way, Darius Slay
he does go by Shaquille, which is weird.
Darius Slay's wife calls him Slay.
Correct.
Which I find interesting because
that's sort of odd to me, but that's
they share the same last name now that they're married, but whatever. So Slay was on a panel with ESPN. McCourty was on it. I forget who else was on that one. But basically, he was asked about Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is going to be a huge topic of conversation this year with the contract talk and all that kind of stuff. So they're talking about him, and McCourty is setting it up as do you have the question or do you just have the answer in the clip that we're about?
I believe it's just the answer.
All right. So he set it up as, look, Jalen Hurts, he's talked about how he's carried and all the criticisms that you hear of Jalen Hurts.
The stupid criticisms.
McCourty was basically setting that up for Darius Slay to sort of respond to, and this is what Slay had to say.
One thing I know about Hurts, he's been having different coordinators for the whole career, so he's very good at adjusting. But one thing Hurts, he's going to find a way to make him comfortable. So with him being on the center, I think will be a new test for him. You know, turning his back to the offense, to the defense, and seeing a different picture from when he's seen it from under the center to when he turned his back to now he's seeing a different. So it's going to be a good challenge for him. And one thing about Hurts, he loves a challenge, and he like to exceed those challenges. So I'm looking forward to the season. I'm rooting for my guys to do their thing. I need them to go ahead and win the NFC East.
I love that Darius Slay, who spent the vast majority of his career with the Detroit Lions, is so connected to being a Philadelphia Eagle.
Well, he's a champion. Man.
No, I love that. But I mean, I just love that he loves being an Eagle.
Yeah. His wife returned to the to some of the tailgates last year. Like they love the area, even though there was a weird group of Eagles fans that hated Darius Slay. I still don't understand.
Still don't get it.
They love their time here. So yeah, look, he's backing up Hurts, but he is saying the turning the back to the defense is going to be different.
It's going to be a challenge,
a new challenge for Jalen Hurts.
A new challenge.
So I want to ask this question.
He said he loves challenges, though.
He does love. Jalen Hurts' whole career has been challenges because of, again, as you heard Darius Slay mention, new offensive coordinators seeming like every single year. Where do you think he's going to rank next week when we get this executives, coaches, and scouts poll that Jeremy Fowler puts out on an annual basis where he interviews more than 70 people? So this isn't 5, this isn't 10. More than 70 people chime in on this voting system, on this voting process. Last year, Jalen Hurts was, I believe, also received votes. I don't even think he was an honorable mention last year, despite winning Super Bowl MVP. Like, it's kind of crazy. Last year wasn't good.
No.
Where do you think he's going to come in? I would imagine he's getting an also receive votes for top 10.
Yeah, I was thinking honorable mention was where my gut feeling went, but I don't see him in the top 10 on that list because there's also new guys that need to be considered. And I'm not saying this is right. Don't take this as me saying, yeah, he shouldn't be.
Right.
But reading the tea leaves, Drake May is going to be up there now with the season he had. Sam Darnold's probably going to be up there now because of the season he had. And we respect other Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, but apparently not Jalen Hurts for whatever reason. So there are new guys in the mix. If he's also receiving votes again, I wouldn't be surprised.
Here you go. He's 9th. Sorry.
9th.
He did make top 10 last year. The highest ranking that a voter gave him was 6th. The lowest ranking was unranked. That's where the whole conversation came. Because this is, remember, last year we were talking about it. Like, Hurts, one person could tell you that Hurts is the top 5 quarterback. The next person will tell you he's 6.
But remember, you like this list so much.
Yes.
I like the players had Jalen Hurts going into last season the 7th best player in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a better evaluation. Like hearing Darius Slay talk about Jalen Hurts means much more to me than hearing an executive or somebody else. Hearing another player tell me what they think of Hurts tells me more than somebody who knows analytics or somebody who works in a front office. I know that when I hear Darius Slay talk about what kind of guy he is, what kind of a leader he is, what kind of the challenges he likes and things like that, to me, that means more. Last year, NFL players had him 7th.
Sure.
And to me, that means more. But I get it. I just think that I don't think he fits that's why I think every year you see they go to the Chargers and say, you know what? They've got the prototype quarterback that's going to win it all.
He was 7th last year despite doing nothing. His highest rank that Justin Herbert got last year was 3rd.
Justin Herbert just is every year you're going to hear about Justin Herbert.
Well, I think the reason why I value this one more, because watch, I'm going to bet you right now Jalen Hurts is not in the top 30 of top players for the players one.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I bet you he drops because he had a not so good year.
He's going to drop. I think he's going to drop significantly.
This one's more consistent. This is what coaches, executives, and scouts believe. Justin Herbert has not done anything with the Chargers, but I wonder if an executive for Baltimore goes, yeah, but you know what? With our system, he'd be really good.
He has all the intangibles too, man.
Whereas I don't know how many people would say we would want to build around Jalen Hurts, and that's why he might fall considering last year's not-so-good season. He might get what? So you think he'll be an also receive votes?
Yeah, or honorable mention. I do not think he'll be ranked in the top 10.
If he was 9th last year, he's not going to be top 10 this year.
No shot.
No
way. No way.
It'll be interesting to see the names ahead of him.
And Monday we get to get mad about it. Let's go.
Or we get to say fair because he wasn't that good last year.
We're going to get, in fact, I'm going to reach out. Jeremy was one of the first people to reach out after the Price is Right episode aired. He must have been watching it.
Maybe he's a big fan.
So I am going to try to get him lined up for Monday. So we'll see if we have him lined up for Monday, too, so he can join us for that instant reaction. Because it's going to be a lot of reaction coming up on
Monday. Absolutely. Austin believes he will be 10th. Austin, who runs our YouTube chat, or runs our YouTube. We'll see, man. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
All right, coming up next, we get an appetizer.
Uh-oh.
Ricky Vitalico will be joining us at 9:05 this morning. But before he comes on, we get to hear fired up postgame Ricky.
It was awesome.
The Phillies were embarrassed yesterday. Just the 21st time in Major League Baseball history where a team scored in every single inning. That's what the Royals did against the Phillies yesterday. And Garrett Stubbs' pitch, which I know Ricky Vitalico loves. Here is immediate post-game reaction next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Now, unfortunately, if you were rooting for Team USA, they got bounced by Belgium last night. So maybe now you're thinking, all right, who's best to potentially win the whole thing? Let me show you how easy it is to figure out what you can do on Kalshi. I'm on my phone's home screen right now. You just got to click the app. You go to the World Cup option, and you look at the futures, and it'll show you right there. Oh, France, they were at 34% earlier when I did this read. 33% now chance to win the whole thing. So $100 trade, type that in right now, $280. That's $2 more than it was just about an hour ago. That's how quickly things change on Kalshi. So if you want to trade on France to win the whole thing, well, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as you see, the probability changes quickly. You can buy in and out of your position as the probability changes. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and make sure you use code FANATIC because you'll get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
8:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Did the roster spot that the Sixers needed for LeBron James just open up?
What?
Kyle Lowry has announced his retirement from the NBA. Congratulations. An incredible career. Obviously, local and the success that he had at Villanova and the success that he's had in the NBA. Did he have to be here last year? No, he did not have to be here last year.
But still, though, an amazing career.
And maybe Nick Nurse wanted him there because obviously they were there together in Toronto when they won the championship. So maybe he thought this could be good for a leadership standpoint.
I don't know what it was about.
Teams do that all the time. Like
It was a waste of time.
Udonis Haslem was with the Heat for like 10 years when he shouldn't have been. Teams do it. I don't know why. It took up a roster spot. But congratulations on an incredible career to Kyle Lowry, who just announced his retirement this morning.
Yeah, it was a waste of time at the end, but what a great career.
Yeah, I mean,
great career.
A guy that nobody expected would have this good of a career that he had. I mean, he's
unbelievable. Doesn't that seem, and it pains both of us to have to say it, isn't that the Villanova resume?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
How many of the Villanova guys make it to the NBA?
Everybody on the Knicks.
And that's what everybody talks about.
You think people would have figured that out by now?
Yeah,
Connor, it would be.
You would think drafting Mikal Bridges would be a good idea.
You go, we've seen it
but
enough.
then keeping him afterward would be a better idea.
It's the Seinfeld thing. You make the pick, but then you have to keep the pick.
His time in Toronto, where obviously he made his bones, 9 years with the Raptors, won a championship with Nick Nurse as the head coach. 9 seasons with Toronto, he averaged 17.5 points per game, 7 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game. I mean, he was a hell of a player in the prime of his career.
Love him.
And then he was here for leadership. All right, so congratulations to Kyle on an incredible career. So yesterday, when the Phillies were completely embarrassed by the Kansas City Royals, 15-1 was the final score. The Royals score in every single inning, which has not happened all that often in Major League Baseball.
God,
the Royals have
terrible.
done it twice, and the Phillies have allowed it twice. First team with
that's so
10,000
bad.
losses. Go Phils.
That's so bad.
Ricky Vitalico is going to be joining us, come up at 9:05 to talk more about the fight in Phils. Of course, it was on the post-game show on NBC Sports Philadelphia. And as we know, Ricky can get animated at times, especially when he sees position players pitch. I know that's one of his least favorite things. And when he sees teams not show up, which they didn't do that yesterday. The Phillies did take a 1-0 lead early on. And then the Royals scored 15 unanswered runs, winning 15-1. This was Ricky Bo yesterday on NBC Philly.
So many things happened early in this game. The Phillies sent, 13 batters to the plate in the first 2 innings. You had 1 run. 1 stinking run. They left 6 men on base in the first 2 innings. They left 15 men on base in the ball game. Think about that. That is a small army out there the Phillies are leaving on base. They didn't hit with runners in scoring position today. So, I mean, you put all that together, there was a little bit of a problem, as we've seen. And they're going up against Noah Cameron, who, no offense, you're not that good, okay? And, I mean, it was rather confusing where they just went flat. You're in big situations. You've got to come up with some big hits now and again. Leaving 15 men on base, that's unacceptable. That's number one. Christopher Sanchez, in no way, shape, or form should he have been in there in that 4th inning. Okay? And here's where I have a problem. This guy has pitched his rear end off for this team. He's not having a good day today. It was obvious in the 1st inning. Fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, fair to say. Not having a good 1st inning. All of a sudden, you're going to keep pushing him out there? What was this really for?
Well, maybe to save
Why
the
are you
bullpen.
forcing him to more innings when I believe he's already tested in innings?
You suck.
Yeah, Ricky was fired up yesterday. The no offense was a very good line.
That was
You
fantastic.
think he wrote that down?
No.
I think that
was off the top of his head.
Yeah, I think that was off the top of his head. No
Stream of consciousness, Ricky Vitalico. Ricky can be very funny. Stream of consciousness.
Noah Cameron dropped his ERA to 4.77 yesterday with that outing, where he allowed just 1 earned run over 5 innings of work for the Royals.
What's Christopher Sanchez's ERA at now?
It went up to 2-something. Here's the thing: Noah Cameron, kryptonite, left-handed pitcher. So once you face a left-handed pitcher, this Phillies team just can't.
Well, he was
hit
at
them.
2 going into yesterday. Flat 2. Sanchez.
Oh, yeah, Sanchez.
So he's got
2.62 now.
Wow.
Yeah, climbed up.
Wow.
Yeah, not good. 9 earned runs yesterday, 5 earned runs three outings ago against Washington.
But he should have punched Trey Turner in the face.
Yeah.
That's not good for as Connor points out, that wouldn't have been good even at D3. That wouldn't be good for teamwork.
He's not good at shortstop. He is a bad shortstop.
He's pathetic.
He is the shortstop of the Philadelphia Phillies and will continue to be.
Because he likes to play there. Because he likes to be there. That's where he's comfortable. Yeah, we've been told that.
Yeah.
He's comfortable there. That's great.
Well,
glad to see he's comfortable.
Maybe he can be comfortable at second base.
Glad to see. We worry so much about the comfort of players. It's just great.
Well, if you move him, he won't hit the ball well because
that's the word.
That's another.
Yeah, because
belief.
then he'll just be thinking about it's very much mentally fragile group.
Did have a 3-hit day yesterday.
He did have a 3-hit day. He had a 3-hit day. Bryce Harper was on base 3 times yesterday, and it all led to 1 run. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line this morning, Connor? We'll reset everything on the Joel Embiid discussion as well. Would you trade Joel Embiid if it means starting the Jaylen Brown era without Joel Embiid? It's Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, or do you want Embiid for another year and maybe more moving forward at the beginning of this new regime? What do we got?
Zoe from King of Prussia checks in, says Embiid needs to stay. Playoff time is more half-court basketball, and Embiid brings just that. To get rid of Joel without seeing it for at least one season is insanity.
What is Joel giving us? Can we talk about Joel Embiid's playoff moments? This playoff Embiid that I'm hearing about. What can I have a reference point of it?
Well, I don't need moments. Like, if the ball goes in final seconds, it's either going to Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Maxey for me. But the half-court offense, more the style of the playoff play, fits very much into his game.
No, but when I hear about this, it's like I don't have the examples of seeing it and actually knowing that it exists.
Yeah, I thought Game 7 against Boston was pretty good. 34-12, 6 assists in the series that finally beat Boston. I mean, he's had good playoff games. And
he's had some good games. He has.
Game 6 would be more like
his playoff resume is not good.
What Connor's talking about, Game 6, when Embiid finished with 19 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and he took 18 field goal attempts. Like, that would be the game because Jaylen Brown's going to get his, Tyrese Maxey's going to get his. And if you're going to have a last shot, it's most likely going to be Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Maxey. By the way, Tyrese Maxey has taken last shots with Joel Embiid on the team, and that hasn't been a problem for anyone.
Yeah, but Embiid in his career, 24.8 points, 10.5 boards, 3.3 assists in the playoffs.
Yeah, the problem is the games that he misses or the games where he's just
or the games that he just doesn't show up for. Game 6 and Game 7 against Boston. Yeah, where he just does just as a non-factor. 6 minutes to go in a game, home court, close out the series. Embarrassing.
Yeah, but that's mitigated now with Jaylen Brown. Like, the guy's a Finals MVP. He has won a championship as one of the lead players on a team. You can't really say that about other guys that the Sixers have had in here.
Yeah, I think if Embiid is with this team, I look at the ceiling being higher than with him not on this team. And that's how I'm going to base my decision. Now, if you're telling me the Sixers are pulling off another move where they get another superstar,
well, I don't think they're getting.
I don't think they're doing that again.
They're not getting another superstar.
But like the Anthony Davis thing that was suggested by Sam Quinn, who covers the NBA for CBS, like I'm out on that. Like I'm not getting another injured player just to get 1 year off the books.
Why not? Why would that not benefit you to get to the? Because what you have now is a young core that prime players. Why would you not want to be get out of salary cap hell a year earlier?
Because I'm going to keep running with what I have now, and I'm adding Jaylen Brown to it. I would rather have Joel Embiid than Anthony Davis. Period.
I understand, but what you're running to now is just all mythology because it's never materialized.
Sure.
But also, you can't look at the Embiid thing, I think, with the Paul George trade as a 3-year deal now because he's going to be moved before the end of that deal. I firmly believe.
Unless he's completely broken. And
unless nobody wants him.
Just dish picks and you can get
nobody wanted
less.
him this year, supposedly.
But we heard people say no one wants Paul George, and you just traded him for a superstar.
That was insane.
Amazing.
I still can't believe that
You
happened.
never know, I guess.
You never know.
Most amazing thing I've seen.
You never know. All right, coming up next, we'll get more reaction to this discussion today. You'll hear the little show reset when the hour starts. Also, Ricky Bowe, you got the appetizer. Ricky Bowe was animated yesterday. We get to talk to him bright and early today. That comes your way at 9:05 here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sanchez's worst start of the year. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what the Phillies got yesterday as they got smoked in the finale in Kansas City. 15-1 the final against the Royals, and Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 earned over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year. But manager Don Mattingly didn't sound too concerned after the game when he met with the media and talked about Sanchez.
Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it. But obviously, he's going to be, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be fine. Today's, hopefully one of those you don't see very often.
Yeah, well, we'd like to not see 15-1 losses very often. The Phillies now travel to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. First pitch is tonight at 7:10 p.m. Zach Wheeler faces Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, the USA is out. They got eliminated by Belgium 4-1 last night in the round of 16. The Flyers still waiting on the Ducks to see if they're going to match the offer sheet for center Leo Carlson. Deadline for Anaheim to match is Friday. Meanwhile, the Sixers are still thinking about LeBron, keeping an eye on the situation, but recent reports around the league are indicating Cleveland as the favorite. Ricky Battalico, you hear him on Unfiltered, you'll hear him here next. He joins us to talk some Phils and the upcoming All-Star Weekend as well. This update is brought to you by Modelo. Join Ray Dunn this Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Great American Pub in Conshohocken for the final Modelo match night. Enjoy Modelo specials, exclusive giveaways, and your chance to win great prizes. Details at 975thefanatic.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic and
You want to hear more of what Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
Phillies lose 15-1.
That was so embarrassing.
To the
that
Kansas
was so
City
listless.
Royals. Yep. Christopher Sanchez, his line on the day, 3 1/3, 12 hits, 9 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Kansas City Royals making history. They
What
are
is
the
that?
21st team in Major League Baseball history. Just the 21st team in Major League Baseball history to score a run in every single inning where they came up to bat. And then when the nation was watching, Team USA USA in the round of 16 against Belgium. They lose 4-1. Belgium with an early goal, and then Team USA ties it. But like 2 minutes later, it wasn't even 2 minutes later. Belgium makes it 2-1, and then it was it. Belgium scores 2 more goals, including one to ice it at the end.
And
Team USA's 4 minutes.
Bad goal to make it. I guess it was the 3-1 goal. Bad goal. I will say afterwards, thank God for Kari Lloyd. She actually told the truth, because I really do think that the panel felt like it was their dads and moms on the panel trying to make you feel good about what happened. And Carly Lloyd told us the truth.
Yeah, be proud of Cape Verde if you're from there, right? Because they weren't supposed to be.
Like, are you kidding me?
They were supposed to be in. This is the United States of America, man.
And they're trying to make it like they're spinning some tale of like how proud we should be and everything. Bull crap. Thank you, Carly. Thank you for telling the truth.
Now back to the show.
Yep, we talked about the Phillies, we talked about the World Cup, and of course we've been talking about Joel Embiid and whether or not, if you could make the decision, would you have Joel Embiid a part of the new Sixers with Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe, or would you look to continue to move? Because if you're Mike Gansey and if you're Bob Myers, you have no association with Joel Embiid. And if they think, hey, we'd rather move on from him and get another year off that contract, and we can trade him, and it's going to be the Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe show, then we're going to do that. Would you do that? 610-632-0975. I'm trying it out for a year. I'm keeping Joel Embiid for a year. I'm not looking to move off the contract a year early. You could also try to do that next year because it might be easier next year.
And I think it's safe to say they were not effusive at all in their enthusiasm for Joel Embiid in their press conferences.
No.
They were not like talking him up big or anything like that. They were not featuring that, anything like along those lines. I'm thinking that they want him to show himself. And I think that Joel's silence on Jaylen Brown's arrival is a whole nother story.
See, I don't read into that at all.
Why?
Because I just don't. I don't read into Joel Embiid not taking a Twitter to say welcome to Philadelphia. I don't care about that stuff.
No, I know you don't. You might not care about it, but why would you not think that that's significant for a guy who lives online?
I just maybe they called each other. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe he didn't go on a stream. Maybe he just called him, got in touch. I don't know. I haven't checked Joel Embiid's phone recently. He hasn't been over my house in a couple of minutes. So
Maxey and Edge and everything like that. It's just very
on the stream because they're younger and that's what they're all about.
They're younger. Isn't Embiid the same age as Jaylen Brown?
No, I'm talking about Tyrese Maxey.
No, but I'm saying isn't Embiid the same age as Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, right around there.
I mean, that's contemporaries of that. Like they're contemporary.
I don't see Joel
guys.
Embiid going on many streams.
I think Joel Embiid. I think that from the day from what I've been able to gather, Jaylen Brown came in saying like from the minute the deal was made, hey, I'm the sheriff in town. It's my team. I'm here. I'm everything. And maybe that rubbed Joel a certain way.
Maybe.
Like, wait a minute. This is my team. Maybe not.
That's what Ricky did when he came over here to the Fanatic.
I get it. I know Ricky Batalico's on hold. I know. And we've been saying 9:05. It's 9:05. Let us finish this freaking segment, Connor.
Ricky is that guy.
Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Rick.
Hi.
Hey,
How
buddy.
are you?
Good.
How you doing?
Ricky, would you trade Joel Embiid right now?
If you had,
you're the host of Unfiltered. You're a host of Unfiltered, so like you can chime in on this.
Why wouldn't you?
I want to see. I want to see it play out a year. That's why I wouldn't.
These guys want to see it play out a year.
I mean, do I want it? No, I don't think so. I would look the way I look at it. Embiid's going to miss games. We know that. Well, you have Jaylen Brown now and Tyrese Maxey and Edgecombe. You're not going to lose those games. It's not an automatic loss. So, I mean, hey, the one thing that I look at is Embiid now has to focus his game on adapting to the other guys, not the other guys adapting to him.
And I like that. And by the way, that's what I've been asking for them to do that for years, and we started to see that a little bit last year.
Do you think that's in his DNA to want to bend to other people's will?
He did it in the playoffs.
Like to be that guy.
It's going to have to be.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if the other guys are going to play a good amount of games, which most likely they will, then he's going to have to adapt to the other guys, not the opposite way around.
Yeah. And he did that in the playoffs, except for when his number was called. So we'll see. I mean, it's either keep him for a year and see how it plays out, or trade him for what will be another bad contract. That's just 1 year less. And I get John's point. Like, I don't think you're crazy for saying get him off a year earlier.
If you could.
If you could.
I mean, if you can.
Or there's another GM that gives you another superstar like the Boston Celtics did. Anyways, Ricky, before we had you on, we played your outburst yesterday on NBC Sports Philadelphia post-game. It was very well done. We appreciate you for speaking with honesty and not just sugarcoating everything with the Phillies.
Thank you.
So now it's our turn to get your reaction. Did you realize how historic that performance was for the Royals? Them scoring a run in every single inning has only happened 21 times.
I think that's insane. It was one of those games where, number one, you knew it, right when Trey Turner throws that ball away, you kind of knew something bad was going to happen. And it did. I mean, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. He makes that play. It may be a completely different game. I mean, in all honesty, you get out of that inning with no runs, and Sanchez doesn't have his best stuff. Maybe he figures something out. Instead, the psyche goes just, blows up in his face. Let's face it. That whole inning turned into an absolute disaster, and it went from possibly being no runs to being 6 runs. That can't happen.
Yeah.
That just can't happen. You have to make that play. Although Harper probably could have came off the bag and caught it, but that doesn't really change anything. In a sense that Sanchez still has to throw the next pitch. You're not out of the inning that way. But I mean, my whole aspect on that is that it changes the psyche of the pitcher immediately.
Ricky, when you look at this, the way this team's going right now, I mean, they went on that great run. They made up all that ground, and now they've been putzing around for like 2 weeks playing like 500 ball. Are we seeing more the team you believe that they are? Or was the team that when they went on sort of the rampage to pull themselves back within this race, is that more the team that they are?
I think they're a better team. I do. I think they have too many, household names, too many guys that can get the job done, especially offensively right now. Schwarber's been in a little bit of a pit. I know he had 3 hits the other day, but let's face it, we're not looking for Kyle Schwarber to win a batting title. We're looking for him to hit home runs. And, he just hasn't had that swing down, the last, 4 or 5 games. I mean,
Sure.
That's very unlike him. And I just think they're somewhere in the middle. Do I think they're the top team in the National League? No. But are they top 4? Yeah. I think they're always going to have that opportunity once the playoffs come to actually stand up, which they haven't done. We know they haven't done it in the last 3 years. Things have ended in disaster. I think you're just looking for that one big stroke of luck once October comes.
Could that one big stroke of luck being like one of these trades that every reporter's pushing actually happening? We played a clip from John Heyman this morning, once again pushing the Scooble narrative for the Phillies. Jim Bowden wrote an article where Trout was once again mentioned despite the ownership group saying like 7 times that he's not getting traded. Is there anybody out there where you go, all right, this one is actually a realistic possibility and this will help?
I would say out of the big names like that you're throwing around, I think Scooble might be one of them.
Wow.
And reason being, I think you really have to look at where Christopher Sanchez is right now. He has been quite normal in his last 5 starts, I think it is. And, I think he's got over a 6 ERA in his last 5 starts.
Could he be hurt?
So you have to start to wonder, 212 innings last year. Is that starting to have some kind of effect? Because what that'll do is you won't see a complete collapse, but what you'll see is the guy's not as sharp as he normally would be. And that's where Christopher Sanchez's first 21 pitches last night were 11 balls and 10 strikes. Does that sound like Christopher Sanchez to you?
No. Nope.
I'm just saying. That's why I don't understand why they pushed him yesterday. You knew he was struggling. You knew he didn't have good stuff, but they always want to push that extra inning with their aces. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a bullpen, not just for Aaron Nola, not just for Alan Ronhell. Sometimes you got to pick up your aces. And I think yesterday, he went a little bit too long, and it cost them.
Is that an old school mentality by the manager? Because there have been some things that I've really liked about what Don Mattingly's done, but that didn't make sense to me, and I was glad that you called it out yesterday.
Is it old school mentality is leave guys out there to hang sometime and eat innings, but usually you never did that with your ace.
Right. I would think that you protect that guy.
But he did it last year to Luzardo too. But it was obviously it was Topper last year. They did that. If you remember, they left Luzardo out there to give up 12 runs.
The Milwaukee game. That was that Saturday afternoon Milwaukee game, I think.
Oh, it's like it happens sometimes in baseball.
Yeah, but you can't let him do that. You got to protect that guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, but the reason why I would have protected Sanchez has more to do with last season than this season. Like, I mean, when a guy goes over 200 innings nowadays, and I'm saying nowadays because it used to happen a lot when I pitched, but nowadays you have to be careful with him the following year. And if you could cut innings somewhere, you do it. And they didn't do it yesterday.
So would you see them? All right. So while we're having this conversation, there were back-to-back years where the Phillies did the Zach Wheeler, kind of load management last month of the season or, last 2 months of the season. And then he was good to go for the playoffs. It's worked for them. Would the Phillies do something like that for Christopher Sanchez? Because let's face it, we're not relying on the bats to win them playoff games. We're leaning toward the pitching staff first.
I think they might have to. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, when it comes down to mid to late August, yeah, you got to start watching his innings. If he's got a shutout going in like the 6th inning and they're up 5 or 6 runs, switch it up. Go to the bullpen, although, let's face it, those middle guys in the bullpen right now are not exactly superstars. So, I mean, they have to pick and choose their time wisely. But if you could cut off an inning or two somewhere, you do it.
How nostalgic are you feeling with the All-Star game coming in next week? Because it is a special moment because everybody remembers you with that 96 event. How exciting is it for you to get to be somewhat a part of this?
I don't know. Look, I know it's a game. And I know it's coming up next week, and yeah, there's been a lot, said because I was the only All-Star, which is pretty sad the way I look at it. But
that era was a little sad.
I just feel like it's one of those things where I almost look at it like I can't believe they haven't had an All-Star game in Philadelphia since 1996.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it. And I mean, it was a long time ago. I mean, you kind of have your memories of that game and what went on that season. But besides that, I mean, it's another All-Star game. It just happens to be in Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't know how to answer that because I look at it as, okay, it's the All-Star game. It's going to be great for the city of Philadelphia. I know people love it. And it's kind of weird because I get the feeling that more people want to go to the home run derby than want to go to the actual game.
Well, especially if Kyle Schwarber is batting in it and they could see him hit like 40 home runs.
I want to hear, what do you think about the whole Bryce Harper, I can't find anybody to throw to me? I've been wanting to hear you comment on that, and I might have missed it. Because I think it sounds so unbelievably dramatic.
It is. Maybe he's trying to pull that card. And the reason why I say that is, like, bring it down to the wire. Don't release that he's in it until the end. And then when he's in it, it's Superman has shown up.
It's
you know
like,
what I mean?
come on. I think somebody.
It does kind of feel like that.
Oh, my gosh. I was just, because I just went and I saw my MLB Network that there are guys who've been in the home run derby the last 5 years that have gotten that have gotten other people to find them guys to throw to them for batting for the home run derby. That have gotten guys. I mean, it's not like this is a hard thing, and he's making it out to be like you have to find somebody perfect to throw to you for home run derby if you're going to be in it. Doesn't make any sense.
Maybe did you think about it? I mean, he won it once, and he promised himself that was it. Maybe there's something more to it. Like maybe it does take a lot out of these players to be in that. Maybe it's. I think a lot of people don't understand that they don't get many breaks in Major League Baseball. And for Bryce Harper to do that would mean like Monday he's doing something, Tuesday he's doing something. They get 1 day off Wednesday, and then they have a game on Thursday. So, I mean, it could have something to do with, I guess you would call it load management. I mean, maybe his body's telling him to slow down.
What do you think about Schwarber being in the home run derby when his back's been acting up on him? It doesn't make any sense to me why he would be in the home run derby when he's had to miss games due to a back tweaking up on him.
Well, maybe that ends up being the switch off.
Oh.
If you think about it.
I never thought about that. That'd be good.
Because
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I do know factually that they already had a lineup without Bryce Harper in it.
Okay.
So now what do? Somebody's got to exit.
Right.
So it very well could be a Kyle Schwarber saying, you know what, maybe I'll exit, I'll bow down, let Bryce get in it, and I'll get my rest. I don't. The other thing is you got to understand it's not timed anymore. So that could actually, I wouldn't say benefit Schwarber, but I think it could be one of those things where it's not a rush. You just get your swings just like you normally would. Let's face it, Kyle Schwarber takes batting practice. He hits the ball out of the yard probably, 80% of the time when he's taking batting practice?
Yeah.
So what is the difference? I mean, there won't be that big of a difference anymore because it's not like rush through your swings.
All right. Now, Ricky, before we let you go, I don't know if Bill Colarulo is listening, but if you just wanted to say hi to Bill Colarulo, what would you say?
If I was saying hi to Bill Colarulo?
Yeah, like if you wanted to leave a message for Bill, like you just called him and you wanted to say hi to Bill, what would you say to him?
What would
what would it be? I mean,
you pissed me off.
Like instead of just "What's up, Bill"?
Yeah. Hey man, checking in. Just wanted to see how. What would you say to Bill?
Hey, Bill. I think number one, when there's a joke pointed at you, you should actually take it well instead of changing the subject.
Oh wow! See, there you go.
I thought it was gonna be like, "How's the wife and kids doing?" But
there we go.
All right.
That's pointed. That's direct. I like that.
You're the man, Rick. We'll be listening today,
Ricky.
Unfiltered, 2 to 6. Thanks, brother.
Thank you,
All
buddy.
right, guys. Have a good rest of the show.
There he is, Ricky Bo.
Love Ricky Bo.
Wow.
That
By
was
the way,
good.
we have some Cleveland Cavaliers news, Johnny.
What's that?
Not LeBron.
Not LeBron. They extended Donovan Mitchell 4 years, $273 million max contract.
Well, that's a guy worth giving it to for them, right?
Yeah. No, he's their best player for now, unless LeBron goes there. However,
I don't think LeBron.
Do we have the audio? The Austin Rivers audio, is it ready yet?
Working on it.
Okay. We are now in the mode of what does he mean by this?
All right.
All right. I told you I'm going to read into every rumor.
Okay.
I'm going to read into every post. I'm going to read into every tweet.
He loves being cryptic.
I know he does.
No, so it's good. So that's good.
And I also love that, when Joel Embiid did the Le Tour de France, I know that's how it's supposed to be said.
By the way,
guess.
Alex, one of our listeners, he went back and did the search, and he found 3 different times that
he wrote
Joel
Le Tour.
Embiid referenced the Tour de France.
Okay.
Over time.
That's
so.
fine. But I'm going to read into everything because I want this to happen. I'm going to set myself up for disappointment.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that. Do we have it?
We do have it, yes.
All right. So Austin Rivers, obviously the son of Doc Rivers, former NBA player. He's not playing with anybody anymore. Former NBA player. He's gotten more involved with social media. I think he's doing some stuff for a network. I'm not sure which one, but I know he's been on TV. But he took to social media. He's with ESPN and NBC. He took to social media to talk about Jaylen Brown. And this is what he had to say about Jaylen Brown, and there's a reason why we're playing this. I'll tell you why after.
The only thing that really matters is does the guy show up and play? Because y'all got a bunch of twerps in the NBA that I watch that do everything right. They don't talk. They're quiet. They're easy to manage, but they can't ball for anything. I'll take the guy who shows up and hoops. You could speak all you want on all your streams and say all you want. If you're going to show up and play and work like Jaylen Brown does, I'll take it. The guy busts his ass off. He's always in shape. He's always playing. He tries to play through injury, plays the majority of the seasons. We're talking about an Eastern Conference Finals MVP, an NBA Finals MVP, an NBA champion, a perennial All-Star. This guy's a top 5, top 10 player in the NBA. And he was just traded for what? Because of some salary cap issues? See, this is the type of ownership, like this hurts the game. If you're not going to spend the money to put the best product out there for your fan base, then you shouldn't be in the sport. How is Jaylen Brown moved? And then now we got a smear campaign by a bunch of anonymous sources. Nobody puts their name out, of course. It's a bunch of twerps. You know, the NBA's filled with them. A lot of people who have no background in basketball, never really put any weight or any work or sweat in the game. They're just people who have like gotten a part of an organization and have just lasted. I'm sick of the smear campaigns. I'm so sick of the anonymous sources. If you're going to talk crazy, especially about our elite, put a name on it. My God, I'm so tired of it.
Now, why?
By the way, he's not in a bagel store.
I know, smear. I know.
It's not a schmear campaign. It is a smear campaign.
Now, why did we play that? That video was reposted on Instagram by LeBron James.
Really?
It's about damn time.
I'm just saying, I'm going to read into everything. Why did LeBron?
No, that's worth
Why did LeBron repost that?
See, that's funny is too when you learn about it.
Brian Windhorst would do why are they doing this? Why is LeBron reposting that?
No, that's interesting.
On his day off.
No, that's really interesting.
All right, LeBron James on his day off. It's the off season. He could be saying Taco Tuesday. He loves Taco Tuesday with his family.
He was in the club the other night doing this weird little like.
He was just dancing.
Yeah, it was really bad.
But why did he take his social media to repost that?
That's interesting. No, that's not outlandish.
I love the duality of like starting this segment by talking about the Joel Embiid non-tweet about Jaylen Brown. It's like don't look into social media too much.
No. But for LeBron James, I'll look into it.
Listen to every single thing that is said about Jaylen Brown. Every single thing that was said on that about Jaylen Brown is everything you couldn't say about Joel Embiid.
Sure, he plays through injuries. Can't deny that. I mean, the guy came
through some.
The guy came back from an appendectomy. Let's not all of a sudden forget that he
tries to play every game.
Yeah.
He tries to play every game. He doesn't take nights off when he's healthy enough to play. He's like everything that it says about him. This is a new sheriff in town, and this is the guy that they want. The new bosses want that guy to be the guy that sets the tone. I love it.
LeBron to Philly, is it happening? 610-632-0975. All right, coming up next. I'm getting the itch for football as we're getting closer and closer to the start of the regular season and, of course, the start of the Eagles season. John, I was keeping track on this. NBC Sports Philadelphia, we did this last year. We'll do the same exercise this year. The top 25 most important Eagles heading into the season. They've reached the top 10, but they haven't announced them yet. We will take a guess next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills get demolished. I'm Connor Thomas and the Phillies. They got absolutely smoked like some barbecue out there in Kansas City yesterday, losing 15-1 to the Royals. Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits and 9 earned over 3 1/3 innings. It was easily his worst start of the year. He was not happy about it after the game. He talked through a team translator with the media.
It was not good. I mean, it was crap what I did today. It's really tough to see that, they hit 3 homers off me with my pitch. So, but it happened. So we just got to turn the page over and keep going.
The Phillies will turn the page by heading to Cincinnati. They start a series with the Reds tonight. First pitch is at 7:10 p.m. Zach Wheeler faces Andrew Abbott. In World Cup news, the USA is out. Belgium eliminated them last night 4-1, the final in the round of 16. An uninspiring performance by them. The Flyers are still waiting to see if the Ducks are going to match the offer sheet for star center Leo Carlsson. The deadline for Anaheim to match is this Friday. Meanwhile, the Sixers still have their sights on a potential LeBron James signing, but recent reports are indicating Cleveland as the favorite. And in other NBA news, Kyle Lowry announced his retirement this morning. This update is brought to you by Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. If you want it all, dining, gaming, pools, and more, it takes a village. It takes a Borgata. Visit theborgata.com to learn more. Must be 21 and up. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the 2026 MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Now back to Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right, last year, we did this exact same exercise. Welcome to the summer of football content. The top 25 most important Eagles heading into training camp for 2026. It's being written by Dave Zangaro. And they post one every single weekday, every single workday. You can't waste them on the weekend. 25 was Eli Stowers, their second-round draft pick. Marcus Epps was 24. Dontavian Wicks, 23. Tyler Steen, 22. Moro Ojomo, 21. Drew Makuba, 20. Jahad Campbell, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Dallas Goedert, Mekhi Lemon, Reek Woolen, Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, Jordan Davis. So that's 25 through 11. We're going to try to guess the order of 1 through 10. Now, John and I were stumped during the break, Connor. We wrote down, this is no order, just the names that will be in the top 10. Lane Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter, Saquon, Devontae, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jordan Mailata, Zach Bond. And then we were stumped.
We're stumped.
Are we missing someone? We put
Let's do it again. Go slower, because that you went real fast.
Lane, and Mailata. So the other three linemen were in 11 through 25.
So they're already in.
Your quarterback, Jalen Hurts. The other Jalen Carter. Saquon, running back. Devontae, new wide receiver 1. Quinyon and Cooper. And Zach Bond.
Jordan Davis.
No, he was 11.
Oh, he was 11.
Jalix Hunt?
No, he was 17.
He was 17.
Huh.
There's one name we wrote down with a question mark.
Could it be Jake Elliott?
That's what we asked. Jake Elliott be one of the top 10 most important Eagles? That would be insane.
Because he was terrible last year. He's been terrible. He's the worst kicker in the NFL the last 2 years.
He can't be a top 10 most important Eagle.
No, he can't be.
Would it be crazy?
There's got to be someone that we're missing.
I mean, I don't think it's nuts to have that conversation. If you're going to have him back, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on him, which there already is. He is very important point scoring. Like, kickers are the highest point scorers for all NFL teams. And if you're going to have short margin for error playing against a tougher NFC, you need every point you can get.
All right, fine. Then he's number 10 because I can't make. I can't make Jake Elliott a top 9 most important.
I'm telling
Eagle.
you, if this, I will absolutely now. It will only be by me texting you unless you block my number. I will lose my mind if they're losing games this year again because of Jake Elliott. I'm gonna just. I mean, just think of it. At the end of the San Francisco game. All they would have needed is a field goal if Jake Elliott makes an extra point. So instead of having to go for a touchdown, all they would have needed to do is get a field goal. So they already would have been in field goal range. Well, that's if Jake could have made a field goal. But they were in range that it would have been an easy field goal attempt. That game goes to overtime. The Eagles may win that playoff game.
Yeah.
The offseason may seem totally different.
No, the offense would still stink, and they would still need to.
But I mean, no. The offense still would stink. But there you go.
So we'll put Jake at 10.
So.
All right. Hey, sounds pretty important for the way we're just talking about him.
Yeah, because he stinks. All right. I guess the quarterback's 1.
Has to be.
Because it always is.
The bigger question's who's 2 to me. Like, Jalen's got to be 1. There's no other argument.
So last year, I don't remember what their list was, but if Jalen Hurts wasn't 1, it was Saquon. Because it was literally like Saquon carried that revisionist history. Saquon Barkley was the reason why they got to and won the Super Bowl. It's all right. Jalen Hurts will be 1. I think Devontae Smith's going to be really high on this list because of the A.J. Brown absence.
I think that Quinyon may be right up there.
I might go Jalen Carter first, especially with the contract stuff.
That would be my 2.
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one either.
But then Saquon's got to be 3. Because this offense will go as far as Saquon goes, but then that means the offensive line has to be good. Like, it's hard.
It really is hard
to put this together.
Well, it's hard because of the fact is we got to go inside the mind of Dave Zangaro too. Is that what is Dave thinking? Okay, let's think of it this way. Dave Zangaro's a bright guy. Mm-hmm. He's thinking there's a new offensive coordinator who. I'm thinking Saquon has to be much higher because what the Green Bay offense wants to do is a lot of it's predicated on the run.
Yeah, that's why I think he's top 3.
A lot of it's predicated on the run. So think of it this way. Dave Zangaro's thinking a lot about that if the Eagles are going to be successful, and what's most important is that this offense works. So this offense works, and if this offense is going to work, everything is predicated on the running game setting up the passing game. You have to have the threat of the run, and that includes the quarterback.
Yeah.
Being on the move. So we already knew Jalen's going to be right up there. It's like, if it's not number 1, it's
So you want to go
right there.
Jalen 1, Jalen Carter 2, Saquon 3?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get inside the mind of Dave Zangaro.
I could see either Lane or Mailata sneaky high because of the Jeff Stoutland.
Lane will
leaving.
probably be 4 because we know the stats. When Lane doesn't play, the Eagles don't win.
Not just that. Like, Jeff Stoutland was the anchor that held down, like, where the offensive line needed to be. And he is gone now. So the leadership. Chris Cooper has not been like a lifelong, been here forever, or been in the league forever offensive line coach.
Right.
Like, the leadership for that unit now goes from Jeff Stoutland to me to Lane Johnson. And that's something that's hugely important.
So you want to put Lane 4?
And remember how enthusiastic, Connor, you may be onto something there too, because remember how enthusiastic Lane Johnson was saying, I've always wanted to play in a system like this. As much as he loves Stout, and he loves Stoutland, I've always wanted to play in a system like this. That's not a bad one either.
Lane Johnson 4?
Yeah, I
could be
could go
down
for
for
that.
All right, we'll put Lane at 4. By the way, could we put...
Are we going?
Most important Eagles. Can we put Zach Bond 9?
I'm not so
Zach
sure.
Bond, Zach Bond 9.
Ooh, I'm not so sure.
All right, who are you putting him ahead of? Devontae Smith, who's your new wide receiver 1.
Devontae's got to be coming up very quickly.
Quinyon Mitchell, who's your cornerback 1. Cooper DeJean, who's going to be playing everywhere. Who are you putting ahead of?
I could put him ahead of Coop.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's not skill level. It's that Nakobe Dean is gone. And the guys behind him are unproven. I don't really know who Jahad Campbell is yet. We have upside there. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is probably the next guy that you look at. He also hasn't had much run in an actual linebacker capacity. Like, Zach Bond is your linebacker. That's very important to the second level of that defense.
All right, so where are you putting him? Like 6th?
I'll put him at 7. I'll put Coop at 8.
Coop at 8? All right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the secondary outside of the safety position is pretty solid, unless they look at Cooper as a safety, and then it's a totally different.
Like, I need Quinyon Mitchell lockdown corner again, so I'm putting him 5.
Oh yeah, he's higher.
All right, so Quinyon's 5. We all agree there.
I'm good with that. I'd probably put Mailata 6, and then I'll go Bond 7, Coop 8.
No. Bond's got to be behind Coop. I think.
By the way, where are you putting Devontae Smith?
Devontae's got to be higher.
I missed Devontae?
Like, Devontae might be a top 5 guy.
Remember.
In terms of importance.
Remember, we're strategically doing it. We can't do the list. We can't do the list trying to figure out the way we think. We're trying to think the way that Dave Zangaro thinks. And Dave Zangaro has spent an entire offseason talking about the loss of A.J. Brown.
Well, I don't know. I think he's a smart guy, so he'd probably agree with me, so I'll just go with my list.
You know what I mean? The loss of A.J. Brown has been something that has consumed a lot of his writing and his coverage and everything like that. So is Devontae Smith ready to elevate to being wide receiver 1?
But Dave Zangaro will also be the first, I would think, to tell you that the defense is the better side of the ball.
Yes, he would.
And they're much more important than the Eagles' offense right now.
Yeah.
And so would you put defensive players ahead of Devontae Smith? And how many would you do?
Wow, it's hard.
It's tough.
God, it's really hard.
But Jake Elliott is apparently top 10 most important Eagle heading into 2026.
He's got to be, right? Or is there somebody we're just...
I don't think so.
I don't think there's anybody we're thinking of.
No.
Ruma Kuba?
No, he was on... Yeah, I've read his name already. Yeah, no, it's going to be Jake Elliott.
Who's the new sideline reporter?
Yeah.
Who's the new sideline reporter?
It's a great question. It's one of the questions we're all waiting to find out.
I mean, seriously.
All right, coming up next. Go Birds, man. I can't wait. We're getting really close to the season, dude. I usually don't count down to football because I love my summer so much, but I'm kind of jazzed up for this year. I'm not guaranteeing an NFC Championship appearance like some people, but I'm jazzed up for this season. All right, coming up next.
You'll get there soon enough.
Top 10 list of players that we just went through, most important. Are they good enough is a question. Well, we all know that answer. It's a pretty good list. ESPN did a breakdown of each roster in the NFL. Where do you think the Eagles rank? Full roster. We'll get into that coming up next here on The Fanatic.
Got some. their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, it's 9:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. As much as I respect the coaches, executives, and scouts polls that Jeremy Fowler does for ESPN, I do find this one pretty questionable. So we went through running backs earlier today. That's what dropped yesterday. We saw it yesterday afternoon. That's why it was part of the show today. They're dropping at 6 o'clock in the morning. So next Monday, when quarterbacks drop, we'll react to it. But cornerbacks dropped today. Quinyon Mitchell did come in on the top 10.
I hope he did.
He came in at number 6.
Ooh.
The corners in front of him, all really good players. But I do believe Quinyon could be higher. Trent McDuffie now with the Rams, was with the Chiefs. That was the big trade for the Chiefs. He's at 5.
It's good.
Devin Witherspoon with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm sure part of it winning the Super Bowl and being part of that really good defense.
He's pretty
helps
fantastic.
there. Yeah. Christian Gonzalez with the Patriots. I love him. He's at 3. Derek Stingley Jr. at 2 with the Texans. And Patrick Surtain, number 1 with the Broncos. So, great.
You don't have a problem with any one of those.
No, I mean, they're all great players.
But don't they all seem like they're all in the same neighborhood?
Yeah. So this is why I say it's interesting, because the cool thing about Jeremy Fowler's ranking is he'll tell you the highest rank that a player got, and he'll also tell you the lowest rank that a player got.
Which is great.
Last year, Quinyon Mitchell came in at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
This year moves up to 6. The highest rank that one of the coaches, executives, and scouts voted for Quinyon Mitchell was 3. So somebody does look at him as a top 3 cornerback in the NFL.
Thank you, Howie.
Somebody also unranked him, did not put him in the top 10 at all, which I find that insane. Now, the guys behind him, Denzel Ward at 7, J.C. Horn at 8, Sauce Gardner at 9, and Cooper DeJean at 10. So still really, really good players, but to not rank Quinyon Mitchell, I find that kind of insane. There's a lot of great corners in the NFL, but Quinyon Mitchell is locked down. The only thing that's against him is he doesn't intercept
because he doesn't
football.
get the stats.
Right, there's no interceptions. And people probably value that kind of stuff, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, corner's just one of those positions that's kind of hard to evaluate unless you're in the nitty-gritty of it.
Right. We watch nobody throw to Quinyon Mitchell for a reason. We see that every single week.
Yes, we do.
There might be somebody that just goes, oh, he doesn't have many
We do see
interceptions.
that. Yeah, all the time.
All right, so ESPN, a trio of Mike Clay, Aaron Schatz, and Seth Walder broke down the best projected starting lineups, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, throughout the entire National Football League. So your starters for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Devontae, Mekhi Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, Dallas Goedert, Eli Stowers, and then your linemen of Mailata, Dickerson, Juergenstein, Johnson. Your defense, your interior defensive linemen, Jalen Carter, Moro Ojomo, Jordan Davis. Your edge rushers, Jonathan Grenard, Nolan Smith Jr. They put Nolan Smith over Jalix Hunt.
What?
Which I disagree with.
I disagree with that also.
And they may just be missing something because there's no way Nolan Smith is ahead of Jalix Hunt. Linebackers, Zach Bond, Jahad Campbell. Corners, Quinyon Coop, Reek Woolen. Safeties, Drew Makuba, Marcus Epps. Where do you believe that those 22 players, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, would put the Eagles, all 32 teams in the NFL, their collective roster? Where do you think they have?
4th.
All right.
I would say 3rd.
We had a guess on YouTube. Somebody said there's no way they could be worse than 5. Neil says 7th. A lot of people saying 6th. They're second. Second best roster in the National Football League.
They have great balance. There's not the Eagles don't have a position that you go, whoa, that's a problem.
Safety I'm concerned about.
No, but that's where you go, that's a problem.
Right.
Where it's okay, that's a black hole. That is a big time
I can't
problem.
Go that far. Yeah.
You don't have that. And so that to me that's a great thing. That's bold. That's a bold number though.
Who's the one? The Rams?
The Rams.
Yeah,
well, the Rams number should be number 1 right now, and I think it's a lot of it though. I'm not so sure overall though. I think that the Eagles roster is not better than the Rams. That sounds bold, but I'm going to tell you, I think.
I mean,
the youth of
they
it.
went from,
and I'm saying the youth of it.
Sure. They went from Jared Verse to Myles Garrett.
No, but the thing is, it's the youth of the roster that I think I might take the Eagles roster better. I like
Sure,
that.
but they're going into 2026, and going into 2026, it should be the Rams.
My man Les
they're-
Snead would disagree with me because he'd say, F those picks.
I mean, they
like
got
you.
Myles Garrett.
Like you.
That scares me.
Like you, he'd say F those picks.
The collective top 10, by the way, Packers are at 10, Texans at 9. If they had a better quarterback, they'd probably be higher.
Well, don't tell that to Ray Dunn.
Broncos
Dude, the
are
Packers.
at 8. Patriots are at 7. The Lions, once again, a top 10 roster. It's just, can they put it all together? They didn't last year. Ravens at 5, Bills at 4, Seahawks 3, Eagles 2, Rams 1. So pretty much all teams that you could put a ticket in for a Super Bowl, and it's not a bad bet.
I did a Detroit hit the other day, and they're really worried about their offensive line.
Yeah.
Like they have a ton of worries about their offensive line. And to think that they believe Dan Campbell's on the hot seat.
No way.
Yes. They think if this team doesn't make the playoffs,
if they don't make the playoffs back-to-back years.
Yeah, they think he's on the hot seat because they say there's a lot of heat about.
Because there's all this talent. I got it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Fair point. But the Eagles coming in at number 2. And that's great. All right, let's one thing I want to mention about the Joel Embiid discussion that we've had today. Do you make anything of this? Our poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Awadana and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. They keep our polls strong. I mean, it's incredible how strong our polls are. We asked whether or not
we have these desks.
We asked whether or not you wanted the new era with Jaylen Brown to be with or without Joel Embiid, and majority of people said with Joel Embiid. Is it still 68% or whatever?
It is still 68%. I wish we were
69%.
But
damn.
We got to drop in
I
anyway.
thought it would be 60-40 keep that they wanted Joel at 68.
Yeah.
So it's even stronger.
Thanks to Dr. Avedon Appel.
Yeah, see?
Yesterday, when the trade was official, they put out the statement from Mike Gansey. And this was what Mike Gansey had to say. I am incredibly excited to welcome 5-time NBA All-Star and 2024 Finals MVP Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, this is Josh Harris, sorry.
Josh Harris.
Throughout his career, Jaylen has proven to be one of the best two-way players in the league. He knows what it takes to win at the highest levels, and I can't wait to see him alongside Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe. Does that mean anything, the fact that the owner said Joel Embiid?
Yeah, because remember, he's a big Joel Embiid guy.
Right.
He's the guy who reportedly force-fed the 3-year extension when nobody else. Don't blame that on Daryl Morey. I've heard that from too many people.
Also, what is he going to do?
Josh Harris.
Not mention Joel?
No,
right,
but I think he force-feeds the Joel Embiid because he's the one who force-fed that stupid extension.
I'm just saying, I don't think they're trading Joel Embiid.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they have any buyers for Joel Embiid.
Well, we didn't think so for Paul George.
We
Yeah,
did.
that's true.
Here
But-
comes
but
Jaylen
Paul
Brown.
And you got better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody have a great rest of your day.
Good job,
Middays with
guys.
Marks comes your way next. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, and Ray Dunn. We'll be back at it tomorrow on an Adam Schefter Wednesday, and probably more LeBron talk here on The Fanatic.
Now,